Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. From my location. This is Biafra TV, bringing you the gospel of truth, and also to remind us about the importance of the things that you are hearing from your government of United States of Biafra government. That is why we are here this morning to share our thoughts with you about the happenings and about tomorrow being about 8 tomorrow. Why tomorrow is very, very important, or visit at home that is coming up on Saturday, being tomorrow in all the state of Old Anambra and also entire Biafra. Now, on the local aspect of it, we have been hearing from every platforms, from every social media that stand on the mandate of our declaration of United States of Biafra. But before we proceed, pardon me to greet my president, Mazin Namdi Okukanu, and pardon me to greet my Prime Minister, Mas Simon Ebanjoko. Then, straight away to my Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the Chief of Staff of Biafran military. Good morning from here. And all the generals and the commanders of Biafra Army. From my location to you all, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depend on the time that this message is going to come across to your handset or your phone. In general, good morning to all the women in Biafras and all lovers of freedom. I salute and I greet you all from my location. Good morning. Yes, I greet you all the Biafrans, and I welcome you this morning to this hallowed platform where we always preach the bitter truth that nobody wants to listen except those who are on their mind genuinely to understand the importance of what we are doing as the Biafran people. That is why I send my warming greetings, and I also welcome you this morning to listen to this broadcast. And I want to understand that it is our right at this time around, or you are right to welcome another person. Maybe you like and share the program. You have liked, and also you have welcomed someone else to listen to things that is our rights. But when we are doing it, it seems to look like it's not our rights. But in the eyes of the international global community, they understand that this is our rights. There is more things to that I want to understand this morning. Today, the one Nigeria that means death sentence to every indigenous person that declared us, the indigenous people of Biafra, terrorists today, they are the one happen to be the terrorists in the eyes of the international global community. Nigeria and all their heads are in the eyes of the world. They are the one that at last the world will come to understand that these people are the terrorists on their own. That is why a country like Canada can put in their own way that APC and PDP, they are all terrorist party. When the ruling party of a state is being tagged, the party that he come out from, that they are terrorists, what does it mean? It simplifies that all of them are what? Terrorists. That is things that we are seeing that must come into your mind. That is why they told that he who laughed last, laughed the best. It's also into what we are doing this time around. Many people may be laughing at us. Many people will not see what we are doing as something very serious. But when you check the movement of what we are doing with other things, or the international global communities, their conduct of codes, their articles, their charters, then you will see that the government of new declared country called United States of Biafra are on point, and they are on the right track in all they are doing. When you listen to the things that ask us to do for us to get officially or international recognition, then you may understand why it is very imperative that you key on the line of the government. Now that Biafra has been declared as a new country, there is a things that required us to do. Not woto, it's no longer needed. Unless when we are trying to achieve it in that peaceful non-armed struggle, and everywhere is silence, and people seem not to understand who we are, that is a time that we have to do what? Take it the other way around. But in the first place, we all must remember that anyhow we want it is our right, because we are going to be the one to decide how we want to take our freedom. Or now that Biafra has been officially been declared on November 29, 2024, that Biafra, United States of Biafra, was fully declared as a sovereign state, as a newly country that was declared. So for us to achieve all that we needed to know, all that we needed to do, we are the one to choose how we are going to take our own movements to the next level. But because of we, the Biafran people, are peace-loving, abiding people, we disagree to mellow down, to follow all the international community guidelines, their existing protocol, for them to see how peaceful the Biafran people is, and how we respect laws and treaties. So then we know from our movements after our declaration of United States of Biafra that we valued human rights or we valued life so much. And also we valued an existing protocols, laws, and bindings and treaties. That is why the way we are moving is very, very good. That is why we are calling on all the international body to stand with us, like NATO chairman from Australia calling for the world to recognize United States of Biafra as a newly country that are going to solve the ongoing genocide that is happening in Biafra land, a place they know as Southeast in their own way, that a white man called Frederick Lolugard give us Southeast, but we know who we are. So, in the terms of all the international global community, the Biafran people proving how we abide by the laws and how we respect human rights and how we are going to respect the rules or the human right laws under the international global community. So that is why the way we are moving is very, very 100% right in their eyes. Also, it can also trigger what the NATO chairman, who knows what is going on in Nigeria and who the Biafran people is. So he has come out fully to ask America, to ask all the countries that are concerned and all the world powers to give Biafran people recognition for the world to be a better place. So, in the interest of all that is happening in Nigeria, for it to stop, that is why the Biafra recognition is more important than any other thing at this stage. I also urge Donald Trump to know that only to invade Nigeria, wipe away all the terrorists, is not going to solve the problem. In the nearest future, it may cause more harm to the indigenous people. What is going to solve the problem is when you take away the power that Britain, UK give to the Fulanese and give that power to the indigenous people who are the Christian that these invaders are killing, these Boko Haram are killing. That is when you are solving the problem. Because remember, in your first tenure, you put Nigeria somewhere, or you sanction Nigeria in your first tenure. When you left the office, the next person who comes in, Joe Biden, lift Nigeria off from that place, from the sanction you give to them, and the Boko Haram sees as an opportunity for them to wipe away the indigenous people. Remember, when they impeach you, when they remove you, rob the election, there is only when they see a way to kidnap our president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is fighting under self-defense to defend his people and take care of his people and protect his people. And at that time, the level of cleanness is going on today is not happening. So think of that. Because the future lies in the past. The present future lies in the past. That is why we are calling on Donald Trump to understand what he needs to do to give everlasting solution to what is going on in Nigeria. If you arrested the leaders, sanction them. What of those that are supporting them? The bad youths that are of Nigeria, that hate truth, that want lies, and they continue supporting lies. That is why giving the indigenous people power, even if it means giving them power by other self-defense, that is going to end what is going on, because the indigenous would not have power of self-defense. Because there is something that are very confusing. When you sit down to read the UN Charter, you find that there is errors. There is things they put in the front that's supposed to be at back. Like when they talk about the so-called territorial integrity and human rights. How could territorial integrity come first before human being? The law of the territorial integrity is it for empty land. If it's for empty land, then it's okay. But if it is for human beings that are going to be there, supposed to control, supposed to become first before the territorial integrity. And when the territorial integrity full with the blood of the innocent, that so-called territorial integrity have to be removed. It have to be revoked. Commonwealth supposed to revoke Nigeria territorial integrity. UN, Amina Mohammed, the woman in charge of the UN as their president, must revisit this woman, because you will check the previous those who are there and what is happening now that she is there. If other it is an evidence to remove her from there or to impeach her. Because the silent she's keeping is what is triggering the killing of the indigenous people that do not have power to protect themselves. And under the UN Charter articles and all of them, if all the Commonwealth, UN, EU, and what else that other organizations that are in the body to control countries to look beyond what they are seeing. Look at what is happening in all Africas. Look at how the people of Cameroon are protesting, the youth, because of the inhuman treatment, because of the old fools who are there to destroy the young ones. Only in Asia, in Europe, that we see that word, that the youth are leaders of tomorrow. If the youth are leaders of tomorrow, what is the old man in Cameroon doing there? Why are any near Balibe as still senator in Nigeria? Why those that over 70s, 80s are the one ruling? Then when is this youth are going to be the leaders of tomorrow? Are the leaders of tomorrow on their bed inside their rooms without occupying any portfolio? In the politics of the world, there is things that need to call and rechange. That is why we say that the so-called UN Charter must be called for amendment. The law of the UN Charter is helping those who are killing the indigenous people to do more and to kill them more. There is no safe landing. The safe landing you give to those that face inhuman treatment, intimidation, abuse of rights, and bad government. At last you said that the self-determination of them having a new country is the option. Now, when those people you said that self-determination onto having a new country is the last option they have, why is it that when they are forming that self-defense, you will be there, see them pass through torture and inhuman treatment again? They will call for their kill. You will also tag them terrorists and rebel. You will also make their life miserable. But under that your law of UN Charter, you said that self-determination is the last option for those who has been marginalized, for those who have faced inhuman treatment, for those who face insecurity, for those the government are not providing for. Why is it that you are no longer cares about the self-determination you put at last? You only care on the territorial integrity that you put first. The question is, you who put these charter articles, are you afraid of your own country, people raising up to ask for their rights if you are not doing well to them? Because when you sit there and look at all the charters of the UN Charter, you will see all manner of jamming charters, jamming words there, proving still that many things are not true there. Many things are lies and denial. When the people take it by force to defend themselves, the same your law will come against them. So, human being has no value. Moreover, when those human beings coming from Africa or black people, under that your UN Charter, why self-defense is abomination? It's like prohibited. If it's not prohibited, why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu suffering in the hands of Nigeria? Why is that the Biafran people, after the genocide of 1967 to 1970, we are still suffering till this date? Why the black people are suffering too much after your slavery time? The African people somehow are still under your slave. You never leave us because you have left us. Self-defense is not working for us. It's against us. Because anybody who stand up under the self-defense, they will be arrested. Okay, let me say that some part of Europe also. Why is it that when people determined under self-defense, they will be called for arrested? What of Maghandi? What of Maghandi? What of Nelson Mandela? What of Rahman of Bangladesh? What of Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya? And many of them. And today, in this 21st century, the so-called UN Charter is not also working. The self-defense is only on the mouth or on the written paper. Not effective working for those that because of the inhuman treatment, because of the killings, because of the insecurity, because of their life is not guaranteed in the present state they are into. Why is that when they want to move out, it becomes a war, it becomes a crime, and you will not intervene quickly? You allow them to be killed. You allow them to be tortured. You allow them to be faced all manner of injustice. When a lot of people has died is only when you will come up. And even if you will come, because the Amina Muhammad is not coming up at all to intervene to the matters of the people that are dying every blessed day. Rather, she mute herself and open an account in all different countries that they used to give her money to know to talk about what is going on. The worst problem is that this lady is a mother. I thought that a mother have soft heart for children. So when you sit and look at the UN Charter under the self-determination article of it, why is it that people that choose the self-determination are facing torture, inhuman treatment, abuse of rights, killings, insecurity, and you want them to continue to stay in the present state that are killing them? Why? We are asking questions this morning to you. And we also find out that the UN Charter, the one is called self-defense, it is only meant for the white people, not for the black people. Because only what is happening in Nigeria that means a death sentence to the indigenous people is enough for the Amina Mohammed, the president of the UN, to speak out, to take action. But rather, this woman refused to take any action at all. Because of what? The benefit he's getting from all those things. This one needs to be probed and need to be charged. That's why we are calling on her every day for the world to listen and pay attention. When you put a bad leader to lead people, people perish. People go in pains. People go in tears and sorrows. That is what is going on in the world right now. That is what's going on into the Biafran land. That's what's going on in Nigeria right now. I want to ask this question. Amina Mohammed, is he from the family of the Frederick Lolugar, or are you from the UK? Amina Mohammed, the president of the UN, are you from Britain? If you are from there, then we understand your stand in what is going on in the world right now. So my people, when they told you that it's your right to do this, it's right to do the other one, when you are doing those, you are right, they are not saying anything. So is it really that what is in the UN Charter is workable for every human being, whether blacks or whites, whether Biafran or any other places? We are asking this question. Is it true that the UN Charter of Self-Defense is really true? Is really there for the human being or for animals? Because the way we are seeing things, animals have value more than human being. The way animal is being treated, being nurtured, being taken care of very quick, is not the way that human beings are being taken care of under the UN Charter. Your first articles of the UN Charter is an intimidation to the human being. Under the UN Charter, your first laws, articles are intimidation to the human being, because you first put territorial integrity law first before human being. But when it comes to the laws of animals, you put their life first and their protection. So why not human being first? If there is no human being, your law of the territorial integrity, is it going to work for animals in the bush? Is it going to work for animals in the bush? That is why we are calling on every well-meaning human being under the UN to look into what is going on. We're also calling on presidents like the way Donald Trump speak about the UN for other presidents of the world to join hands to speak in that manner. Because we do not understand it anymore. The pains, the agony, the emotional, the inhuman treatment, the abuse of rights, the abuse of human beings that is going on is why we are asking all these questions to Amina Mohammed, who is the president of the UN. What is happening is overdue. There is accumulated anger into many African countries of what France and UK right now is doing in Africa, because they are only the one who refuse to leave Africa. Every other Belgium has left Congo many years ago. Belgium has left Congo officially many years ago. Portugal has left Africa many years ago. Why is it that the Britain refuse and France refuse to let Africa be? Italy has left Africa many years ago. The question is, why is it that UK, France refuse to let Africa be? Why are you not leaving Africa? What do you want in Africa that you never get in over all these years? What is going on today in Cameroon is sponsoring by France, by putting those that they will be using to be milk the indigenous people and be killing the youth. And the army now will sit comfortably watch those things happening. Because every country in the world open an account for this woman and they're paying money. She only cares for the benefit of the money that Amina Mohammed, president of UN, is getting. That's what she cares for. When we go through your shutters and see what is there, we are asking, why are you not speaking in the favor of those who are passing through this hell? The shutters of the UN article, is it only just a mere write-up? Are they effective? You want a new country to have an effective government. Why you are not effective? You want them to be workable. Why you are not workable? The UN Charter must call for amendment. It's overdue to submit to amendment because this 1st century, things has changed. UK did not have a bad law for their citizens. Their law is when something is going on, their people come out in mass, in large number to protest. Once they protest, their demand is their law. And many can refuse to intervene because of the so-called territorial integrity. That we, the indigenous people, have said, no, we did no longer believe and using that word, territorial integrity. Today, the people of, the citizens of United States of Biafra has stood up and re-declared Biafra, that Britain blocked their international recognition. We have made another declaration because of what Donald Trump and the congressmen of US saw. That is why the Biafran people, since over all this age, agitating, ending the agitation by making official declaration of real declaration of United States of Biafra as a newly declared country, seeking for international recognition. So we are asking the world again, are you going to believe in what Britain told you in 1967 to 1970? Are you going to block us again for another genocide to happen? If that is what you wish us, we will have no option to do anything possibly humanly possible to get our freedom and stand on the mandate of our freedom. We are letting you to know that we will never fall back again, and we will never go back again. So, we want you to join this video that I'm going to play for you right now to give us what fully belongs to us. The video I'm about to play is a message that we all, the Biafran people, must make it go viral, and we must share it to every platform so they can see what their fellow NATO chairman in Australia said about Biafran people and what to do to end the ongoing genocide that is going on in Nigeria. Remember, when you talk about killing Christians, these Christians they are killing, they are indigenous people before the Christianity. You have to get that into your brain so you will know that those that are dying, that you only use that word Christian to defend, they are the indigenous people because they did not fall from heaven. They are what? The indigenous people before Christianity come into their life. So we are calling on the Ahmina Mohammed. We are calling on the UN. We are calling on EU, African organizations, and we also join the body, the voice of NATO chairman, and also Commonwealth organization. We are calling on you to invoke Nigeria territorial integrity because it has been stained with the full blood of the indigenous people who happen to be Christian. Or are you supporting the Islamization that is going on in Nigeria? Are you all supporting the Islamization? That is the only way we keep silent. And I want to tell you this. After you have supported them to achieve their goal, because of the interest you are getting from oil, they will turn back one day and told you, we are no longer giving you this oil again because they have got what they want. You must have it at the back of your mind. You all countries that are sponsoring what is going on in Nigeria. What China is doing in our land must be called out. But because of the China is among the 5 powers, people might not talk. People do not care. That is the truth that we are finding out on our own. That is why we said that we are not going to waste our time to wait for any of you. We will take it by force because it's being taken. It's not being given. It's when you take that you can only support us. Now we have taken it by ourselves. None of you will stop us on the half road. Watch this video.
Dear Christian in the whole world and dear American President, dear European Union, This is Günther Fellinger-Jan speaking. I'm calling here from Vienna to recognize the Republic of Biafra. Biafra in ex-Nigeria, Nigeria, to my regret, and this is a non-working state, and they have committed genocide in 1967 to 1970.
So, are you telling us that Amina Mohammed did not understand this? Or that he's not seeing this, that the NATO chairman set eyes on? Are you telling us that the report about Nigeria is not on your table? Any group that Nigeria has a member there, that group becomes evil. That group must start acting like Nigeria, because Nigeria was meant to destroy or to bribe their way into any organization. And once they bribe themselves in, they will bring that the character that made them Nigeria. Corruption will emerge in highest level. Remove Nigeria from UN. Remove them from the ECOWAS. Remove them from the NATO. Remove them from every organization they are. And you will see how those organizations will start facing through. And know that they are come. Nigeria is the people that they use voodoo to control you once they catch up you. And you will not believe it. The voodoo that Nigeria used to control Amina Mohammed, the president of the UN, is what she should look out for and know why she's not seeing well what's happening in Nigeria, because Nigeria knows as those who can use voodoo to get to any level they want. They use the voodoo, they use their money, the money that they borrowed from China, that they are not giving the Biafran people. These are truths that we all must know.
Against the Christians of Biafra and the people of Biafra, and now they are all well since the last 15 years living in a terrible conditions. They are often led for some jihadists to kill them, and there is atrocities about atrocities. And it's much better for the people of Nigeria if Biafra becomes their own state, and they can sort out then inside Nigeria the other issues, or maybe there will be other regions which are better off in this non-working state of Nigeria. So ex-Nigeria must start with Biafra, and the international community, contrary to the 1960s and 70s, must support the independence of Biafra Republic. In the 1967-90, that tragic years, the West was at its weakest. There was the Vietnam War, and tragically Nixon, who was positive for the people of Biafra, but he did very little, and I want to apologize for his failures, and I want to especially criticize and also apologize for the Imperial UK and French governments who were actually supporting, due to all interest, Nigerian centralists crackdown on the poor people of Biafra. And we, as Christians, as Europeans, should absolutely stand with Biafra and support them. And that's why I call on President Trump and on the European leaders, Ursula von der Leyen, please, I beg you, I pray, recognize the Republic of Biafra. There's no need for military intervention or these things. Just do the political steps of recognition of these poor people to have their own state, to live in security, and of course then recognition goes with the ability to be recognized and also to defend yourself. It's much better than having a military intervention in Nigeria, having the Biafra Republic equipped and armed to be able to defend yourself against the potential invasion from the Nigerian centralist forces of that failed state. And so here the defense comes with the recognition, and that's exactly how we should do. Biafra Republic, please my friends, I beg you, recognize it and build a strong, viable state, part of the free world, and that's what I call the Fellinger doctrine and also the Fellinger economics. Build a decent state, part of the free world, no BRICS, but OECD, no kind of alignment with genocidal Russia, but alignment with America, with the European Union, with the free world, and we will have a free trade agreement, open economics, of course the flat tax, I like very much, and the currency, which Nigeria never did, to join the Euro-Pact area. This is the best policy for West Africa, and Biafra will be a proud member of the Euro-Pact area, and this will be delivering much more prosperity in the future, and we will trade and we will work together in the global partnership of NATO, and this is my call for Biafra Republic to be independent and to be part of the free world alongside Fellinger doctrine and Fellinger economics. And I thank you very much for your attention. Please, President Trump, please, Ursula von der Leyen, be on the side of the light, of the good people of Biafra, of the Christians of Africa, and allow them their own state to live in security and peace and prosperity. Thanks a lot from Vienna. This is Günther Fellinger-Jahn speaking. All the best. Bye.
This is what we are looking for. To end what is going on in Nigeria. This is only what we want. We have met every criteria. And we have put our government in order. Waiting for this recognition from every other nations and every other organizations that have respect for human rights. That is what we are looking for, nothing more than that. We thank him for his coming out to recognize Biafra as a sovereign state. We have made it officially on November 29th, 2024. We gathered together and make a declaration of United States of Biafra with a full document that Nigeria never have. Nigeria did not have a document. They only have amalgamation. And in the entire whole world, it's only Nigeria that have history they called what? Amalgamation for being a country. No other places. That is why it's not working. It's just experiments of Frederick Lugard did to the people of Biafra, to the people of Nigeria, because who we are before the amalgamation is what you should look out for, and you see how peaceful, how we are living Republican life, democracy on its own, before the amalgamation now come, bring us autocracy and death sentence to every indigenous person. Yes, before we go into our main headline this morning, let us thank those on the comment section. I see you, my brother. There, Jay, it's been long. It's today that I said I must get a chance to call you and to know if you are okay. But finally, you are here. Thanks so much for coming. I see you. Then I also see Chiwendo. Good morning from here. I see Comrade Coachus 042. Good morning from here. I see Francisca. Good morning from here. I see Jennifer. Good morning from here. Jennifer, thanks for your comments. The code of this platform. Thank you. That means that you always hear and you follow the instructions. Hashtag Nigeria and Britain government. Freemason Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, a prisoner of conscience. Thank you so much. That is the code on this platform. Then hashtag Finland and Nigeria government. Freeman Simon Ebanjoko, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. Self-determination is not a crime, but a right to recognize, a right recognized under the UN Charter. Yes, so I see you, Dusawarama. And I see you, my brother Easyway. Good morning from here. Accept my warming greetings to you. My own brother from Odimegu. I thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So I want also to tell you that before we go into the first session of under the ICCPR, Article 19, 22, 21, a newly declared country government have fully right to call for sit-at-home protests. Sit-at-home protests is called the peaceful disobedience of unorganized country. So remember that our line is open in case if you want to call, depend on your time or on your chance. The number to call remain +9 7 3 60 51 337. That is the number to call. This morning, we want to discuss on the things that you'll be hearing from all the platforms that support the declaration of United States of Biafra as a sovereign state that took place in Helsinki, Finland, on the November 29th, 2024. You'll be hearing about the sit-at-home that's going to take over tomorrow, or the sit-at-home that's going to happen tomorrow in the Biafra land, that the new government of the people are calling his own citizens to sit at home tomorrow because they have planned to kill people tomorrow. Where election is going in the world, you will see military with arms and armor tanker standing by the side. People could not have chance to do their will. So the best way for you is that when you sit in your house, nobody will come and shoot you in your house. But when you go outside, what you meet is what's caused by yourself. Remember, Nigeria is going to be the one to kill you and target on the Biafra, because there is one thing that I want to understand. They use our freedom against us. They see it as a narrow escape to kill the indigenous people of Biafra. They use that name IPOB to cover their crime of the Islamic agenda of Nigeria, of the Fulanis and the Boko Haram. They use IPOB to penetrate and they tag them all manner of names. But today, who are those that the world has seen as a terrorist? It is Nigeria government. And what makes Nigeria government? They are the one that country like Canada has declared APC terrorist, declared PDP terrorist. Are we the one? We are not. But those countries did not declare any of us who reside in their country terrorists. We are only terrorists in the eyes of Nigeria. Who are the terrorists who use the terrorism to enter our land in the name of IPOB and start wiping away the indigenous people of Biafra? These are the side they use. They find a way to put insecurity, to kill us, and they could not find any one of them. What happened? They did what? They used the name of IPOB that are fighting for a new country then, and they entered our land, and they commit all manner of abomination in our country called United States of Biafra, that Nigeria are still occupying right now. These are the things that we are passing through that made up to stand up on November 29, 2024, to declare, to re-declare United States of Biafra as a new government that are going to end the impunity, the inhuman treatment, the intimidation, abuse of rights, And the killing that's going on in Nigeria is what Biafra will stop. That is why it is very imperative that you recognize Biafra. Join the NATO chairman from all the way from Australia to endorse Biafra as a sovereign state and support us to defend our land, because Nigeria is evil country. Nigeria means death sentence to the indigenous. That is why they are buying and killing the indigenous people without wasting time. So, if you bring yourself out tomorrow, let me tell you what will happen. You will die, but Biafra will still be here, and we will get statutory recognition. If you really know where we are, if you come out tomorrow, you are gonna die. It's not going, no matter the name they tag to anybody, it's not going to stop our official recognition from the international global community that is looming everywhere. So, better for you to stay at home tomorrow, being Saturday, 8th of November, as we are stepping into maximum 1 year of our declaration. Under this maximum 1 year, we have got only one people who have stood up and said, Biafra is a country, we must support them and give them recognition. Under the international law of the Iccpr, the Article 20, 19, 22, and 21, Paragraph 2 has something to tell us that it's our rights of even any of us to sit at home to prove to the world many things that are very important that we have to listen, that have to help us right now into what we are pursuing for. So I am letting you know that please listen, do not be deceived. Biafra has been declared though, looking for only one thing which you might not believe. You might see the child's play. I'm also in the telling you that when a child is not play, he is not going to be serious. There is a time to play and there is a time to be serious. The time to be serious is where we are. But because of your ignorance, that is not an excuse in the eyes of the law, it's not going to stop us. Rather, you will pass away. We will move on. They will talk about you 1 year, 2 years, 2 weeks in social media. It's all gone. When you are here fighting against Biafra. I want to also let the world know there is one human being called Chukwuka Udele. He is in Old Anambra. According to information, Chukwuka is in Old Anambra to help Nigeria government Soludo to buy the indigenous people and point them hand with Nigeria Boko Haram military. People of Anambra should watch out. The Biafra army should watch out about this individual who is a hater of his own people because of money that he could not make when he traveled to Turkey, and he think that coming down to Nigeria to be sabotaging what we are doing is going to help him. He should ask that history always repeat. He should ask himself, where is Ifajuna today? He should ask himself, where is Chukwuemeka Odumedugu senior brother who betrayed him in the first place before Ifajuna? These are the questions that those gullible refuse to ask themselves. Nothing lasts forever except truth and righteousness that will last forever. But in terms of this shenanigans that he is doing, he will be alive to regret all of them. That is why, like me, I pray for him to be alive, to see Biafra coming, to see our recognition, and then he may go and hang himself. But because of his evil atrocities, if it happens that Biafra army captured him, he will face his dance of the shame, joined by the words of Putin. That his job is to catch the Boko Haram, the terrorists, and send them to God. For God to judge them, he cannot judge them. That should be our method. That should be our thing that we are doing to make sure that the Biafran people are safe. So, going forward, we should go into the articles that you see on the headline and why it is a right of a new government that are all organized under the international law, the international communities, to call for a peaceful protest of sit at home in their borders and their country's territory, of the territorial integrity, of the sovereignty of United States of Biafra as a new country. Like I told you, our line is on in case those are going to work. If you decided to work to contribute something before you left, you are welcome to do that. Thank you so much as you do so.
That is a precise legal question that requires distinguishing between the collective right of self-determination and the individual right to organize politically. The most direct answer is Iccpr. Article 22 strongly supports the right of individuals to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting that calls for the sit at home. It is the legal shield for the very existence of the entity making the call. Here is the breakdown of how Article 22, freedom of association, applies to an unrecognized government or secessionist movement. 1. What Article 22 guarantees? Article 22 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Iccpr, states, "Everyone shall have the right to freedom of association with others, including the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his interests." This right is fundamental to democracy and political life. It means, aspect of Article 22, application to the new declaration government, right to form political groups. Article 22 guarantees the ability of individuals in a territory to organize collectively to pursue a common goal, including the goal of political change, self-determination, or secession. Legal protection for the entity. The new declaration government, or movement, is protected in its existence and operation as a political association, even if the parent state has not recognized it. This protection extends to forming a political party, holding meetings, and issuing political directives. Enabling collective action. This right is essential because it allows the organizers to coordinate actions, like a sit-at-home protest, by creating the infrastructure necessary to mobilize a large number of people. 2. The relationship between Article 22 and the sit-at-home. The new declaration government uses its right to association, Article 22, to form the organization, which then calls for an act of protest protected by assembly, Article 21, and expression, Article 19. Action. Iccpr article that protects it. Forming the political party, the leadership/structure. Article 22, freedom of association. Telling people to stay home, the communication. Article 19, freedom of expression. The collective staying at home, the non-violent protest. Article 21, freedom of peaceful assembly. 3. State restrictions, the caveat. The parent state is allowed to place restrictions on the right to association, but only under very strict conditions outlined in Article 22. 1. The restrictions must be prescribed by law, not arbitrary. 2. They must be necessary in a democratic society. 3. They must be in the interests of national security, public safety, public order, ordre public, public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. A parent state might argue that a secessionist movement, or its call for a sit-at-home, threatens national security or public order. However, international human rights bodies generally interpret these restrictions narrowly. The Human Rights Committee has often found that states cannot arbitrarily dissolve or refuse to register a political party simply because its aim is to change the constitutional order, provided it advocates its aims peacefully. Therefore, as long as the new declaration government is operating peacefully and is not promoting hatred or violence, Article 22 shields its right to exist and organize its members to participate in peaceful protests. Would you like to delve into the specific challenges an unrecognized group faces when their peaceful sit-at-home call is met with an aggressive state-imposed public order restriction?
We are going to play it again. Before we go into our analysis this morning, listen for the right of the sit at home tomorrow, why it is very important. It's also your right. It's your own inalienable right to sit at home in the order of the new government of United States of Biafra for your own good, for your own safety, under self-determination. These are the things that needed your attention, that we all must know, not just saying it. So I want to know that is a backup. Why the governments are calling for it. You have seen the laws, that articles of the laws that support what your government is calling for tomorrow. It's not just a mere story. It is well represented on the United Nations charters, on the Iccpr. It is our right to prove also to the world that the government is an effective government. So for you to be a Biafran, for you to help the government to seek for international recognition, you must sit at home tomorrow. Don't come out for that shenanigan of the fraudulent vote that has already been written. Do you know that when election is going to happen in Anambra, they will go to Imo State, write all the results and keep it down? It's something I know very well. That is how Nigeria built. That's how the shenanigan election that you see, the mount police all over the road, the military, the whatever the mount on the road of Anambra today, as preparing for the election. They have already, the job they give Soludo, if you know Soludo, where he entered first, how soft he is, and what he's doing right now, for him to regain his second tenure, he must dance on the hands of those that are putting him in position. Nigeria is where your vote does not count. What counts is what going to want them, the South governors, to kill. Let them go on and kill for them. Let them go on and condemn their people. That is why you see Soludo open his gutter stinking dirty mouth to say that the IPO, the Biafran Party, want to kill themselves. Because he wants his master to return him in his next second tenure. Another second tenure, if he succeeded, he will run away like the former governor. Like what? Like the former governor of old Anambra. They are not building for you. Rather, they want to destroy, they want to kill the indigenous people. That's what they care for. Listen to this again before we dive into our analysis. Pay attention.
That is a precise legal question that requires distinguishing between the collective right of self-determination and the individual right to organize politically. The most direct answer is Iccpr. Article 22 strongly supports the right of individuals to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting that calls for the sit-at-home. It is the legal shield for the very existence of the entity making the call. Here is the breakdown of how Article 22, freedom of association, applies to an unrecognized government or secessionist movement. 1. What Article 22 guarantees? Article 22 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Iccpr, states, "Everyone shall have the right to freedom of association with others, including the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his interests." This right is fundamental to democracy and political life. It means, aspect of Article 22, application to the new declaration government, right to form political groups. Article 22 guarantees the ability of individuals in a territory to organize collectively to pursue a common goal, including the goal of political change, self-determination, or secession. Legal protection for the entity. The New Declaration government, or movement, is protected in its existence and operation as a political association, even if the parent state has not recognized it. This protection extends to forming a political party, holding meetings, and issuing political directives. Enabling collective action. This right is essential because it allows the organizers to coordinate actions, like a sit-at-home protest, by creating the infrastructure necessary to mobilize a large number of people. 2. The relationship between Article 22 and the sit-at-home. The New Declaration government uses its right to association, Article 22, to form the organization, which then calls for an act of protest protected by assembly, Article 21, and expression, Article 19. Action. Iccpr article that protects it. Forming the political party, the leadership/structure. Article 22, freedom of association. Telling people to stay home, the communication. Article 19, freedom of expression. The collective staying at home, the non-violent protest. Article 21, freedom of peaceful assembly. 3. State restrictions, the caveat. The parent state is allowed to place restrictions on the right to association, but only under very strict conditions outlined in Article 22. 1. The restrictions must be prescribed by law, not arbitrary. 2. They must be necessary in a democratic society. 3. They must be in the interests of national security, public safety, public order, ordre public, public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. A parent state might argue that a secessionist movement, or its call for a sit-at-home threatens national security or public order. However, international human rights bodies generally interpret these restrictions narrowly. The Human Rights Committee has often found that states cannot arbitrarily dissolve or refuse to register a political party simply because its aim is to change the constitutional order, provided it advocates its aims peacefully. Therefore, as long as the New Declaration government is operating peacefully and is not promoting hatred or violence, Article 22 shields its right to exist and organize its members to participate in peaceful protests. Would you like to delve into the specific challenges an unrecognized group faces when their peaceful sit-at-home call is met with an aggressive state-imposed public order restriction?
I hope you are with me. The issue is that here we bring you what the government of USB is doing from their own UN Charter's article and the human rights, what they give us how to do. But the question is, when people maintain all these criteria, in the procedure of them to maintain this criteria, and some was killed and some was arrested, what are you doing about those that was arrested and killed? Sorry. What are the measures for you to secure those that was arrested, kidnapped, molested, and tortured? What happened? You remain silent. That is why you give us all this. But on our own case, it's not working. It's not effective. All these laws are not effective when it comes to black people. We have decided to say the truth and die. We have decided to say the truth and die because of the truth. Because I don't see the meaning of all these laws. When this law could not protect people, when it happened, you mute, you disappeared. There will be no voice for those that was being arrested, being kidnapped, being killed. Because of they want to exercise the right, you ask them, what you said is you are right. Then what happens? You kill them. You miss yourself. Amina Mohammed, the UN president, tell me, please, I stand to be corrected. Have you seen Amina Mohammed condemn the killing that is going on? I want to tell you the gospel truth. That's why we said we have chosen to say the truth and die. He will not call because he believed that the killing of indigenous people is what Allah wants, because by the name he's a Muslim. Do you understand? This madam called Amina Mohammed will not talk because he believes in the killings that once you killed, you go to heaven. Allah will give you 7 virgins. You know that? Have you had her stood up or written note condemned any killing at all? Have you? Please, you have seen Amina Mohammed, the president of the UN, doing this. Please send me a link or confirm it for me. Because for me, I never see. I never see for one day. Even in an open gathering, addressing the world as to tell them to stop. Because of their culture of what they believe. That is why people are dying like chicken. And she is not saying anything. You must know that. We move. Now, we go into deep analysis of this. Of you are right. Starting from 12 midnight of Friday, being today 7th, to stay at home. To sit at home. Why you must do that? Why you have to do it?
That is a precise legal question that requires distinguishing between the collective right of self-determination and the individual right to organize politically. The most direct answer is Iccpr. Article 22 strongly supports the right of individuals to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting that calls for the sit at home. It is the legal shield for the very existence of the entity making the call. Here.
Are you following? Are you going with me? The most direct answer is Iccpr. Article 22 strongly supports the right of individuals to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting. Who are the governments in waiting? United States of Biafra, to take in charge of the fully country or territory of the United States of Biafra. This is international law, is what we are giving to you. On the issue of Iccpr, Article 22, look at one fool who cannot prove who he is. He's calling me Mumu. Idiots. Do I have time for you? The time I have for you is very short. I am that man who do not condone nonsense. Let me put you to where you belong. Comment again now. So far, I get this platform. Thunder fire you. The most direct answer is Iccpr Article 22 strongly supports the right of individual to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting. That call for sit at home is the legal shield for the various existence of the entity making the call. It is our right fully. He said it's a strong support, a very big strong support from the laws of the international global community that guides every human being. That is the right of the Biafran government, the awaiting government, to call for sit at home. For them to do what? Call for sit at home. Hey, Biafra Exodus, good morning. My senior comrade. Mornings are from here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said, our line is open in case if anybody want to call us. Our line is open. In case the number to call is +973336051 That is the number to call. Yes, our brother Biafra Exodus is here in the comment section. Biafra Exodus TV is one of us who support United States of Biafra with all his chest and all his body, with all his heart, and standing on the truth at all time. So please, if you not subscribe on this name you are seeing here, Biafra Exodus TV, please go there. When I am not online, he's there. It's like we just share it. When I'm here in the morning, the time he will be on his own line. So you will miss to hearing from the truth platforms that are supporting the government of the United States of Biafra. We have different topics, and we are unique in our own different way. All those platforms that you are listening that are not supporting the government, let me borrow his word again. Those people that refuse to support the government, their ignorance is leading them to Red Sea. Those that undermine the truth, those that are Ramma, those who go 247, those Siamaka Jere, those Ogenkerie, those Sonia Bakrawa, those faceless unite. Their ignorance of denying the truth is leading them to the Red Sea. And I want to tell you from our brother also again, bro, we said, the ear that are listening to the truth word is not going to be big like drum. So go to that platform. Go to the platform that will motivate you, will make you to stay on track and on point. He is one of us. He is the senior comrade. Go there in the evening time, in the night, check out. The most important thing is that when you subscribe, you will see a bell. Touch that bell once. That bell will lead you to personal notification. You will see it. Touch it once, just only once, then you are there. So he will know when he's alive. You don't come and search for him after you are subscribed. Once he's alive, the thing will not come. You will see notification. You join and you listen and you learn more. We educate ourselves. So thank you, my senior comrade. I appreciate you on this comment section this morning. Thank you so much. My people, remember where we are. The sit at home tomorrow is your inalienable right under the law, under the international community. What they throw out for a country, a newly declared country like you and I, a country of United States of Biafra that are not fully recognized. But remember, 3 or 4 days ago, NATO chairman from Australia has recognized Biafra. And I want to tell you one thing. The recognition goes to only a country, not to a group. The recognition only goes to a country that's met or a group that's gathered together to make a declaration, like when we are in Bridge, went to Finland, make official declaration, and we stand on the mandate of the name of United States of Biafra as a country, is what is going to give us recognition. And we are only those the recognition is looking for, not for any group. The recognition quench fire of any group who their intention really, if it really means looking for a new country. The declaration of a new country ends every group agitation. They all dies from the day a new country was being declared officially. That is where we are. We must continue. We must continue. So you may understand. The call for sit at home is the legal shield for the very existing of the territory, making the call of United States of Biafra. Are you hearing it? This is under human rights. Iccpr Article 22 is giving you, he said, is what? Strongly support is what is giving us. You know what I'm going to say? Not just a support, but strongly support is what is giving us after our declaration. Now the government in waiting to take over the full in charge of the Biafran territory happen to be United States of Biafra. That this law is fully in support. But the question is, in the name of this support of the Iccpr, of the international global community, if those that are representing this law, if anything happened to them, why is it that the international global community is not moving fast to do what? To give them support or to call for their immediate release? That is why the president of UN, who is in charge ahead of every other organization, must call for impeachment. That woman called Amina Mohammed. She's a Muslim. Now, do something enter into your brain? Know why she's keeping silent? They believe in killing of the indigenous people that Allah told them to kill. Is it true? Is it why she's not talking? Is it why she's so mute? James, you are welcome. Jude, you are welcome. Yes, so we have our first caller, and we have to listen to the caller. Mazushe. Mazi, good morning from here.
Good morning. Biafra TV. Good morning.
Good morning from here. You are welcome.
Good morning, Biafra. Good morning. My brother, would have something to correct. That man out of Austria, out of Australia. Austria.
Okay, from Austria. Okay.
You just very correct about it. Austria, out of Australia. Australia, we're Austria.
Yeah.
Austria, Gianna.
Yes.
Austria.
Yes.
The man from away from Austria. So on your Austria, I will talk about Austria between Germany. Austria to Germany, West Germany. You know, Austria, that man Hitler from Austria.
Yeah.
So the man was from Austria, called, you know, Australia. So yeah, but these useless people, grab boy from a interview. This okay, with you for that man now.
Yeah, I know.
I just grab all Russia, grab all the man, grab all interview, you know. The man was Australia. Don't I'm correct.
The interview does not mean anything because the man
No, it doesn't mean anything. So okay, man, we are behind you.
Yes.
Just come correct. Come Australia. No, from Austria.
Thank you so much.
Australia.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
you. It's what I got
we are not projecting for war. We only call for a peaceful sit at home. Whatever happens, all I know that we have called for sit at home tomorrow, and they also and let our people to know it's our right. Even under international law, they said they have a strong support of a newly country who call for sit at home. So we are reading their law out in case if anything happens tomorrow, for them to know that we are on our own. that an government has come to attack us, and we do not fold our hands. We must defend ourselves. Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. We move.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, my people, we continue. We must continue.
Here is the breakdown of how Article 22, Freedom of Association, applies to an unrecognized government or secessionist movement. 1. What Article 22 guarantees? Article 22 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Iccpr, states, "Everyone shall have the right to freedom of association with others, including the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his interests." This right is fundamental to democracy and political life.
Are you hearing something? We are talking about it at home tomorrow. That is why we had this morning. And there is something I rather said about the man from Austria who talk about Biafra. Him and the man is sitting in the booth that was out. And him onye enwe ihe oji bụ onye na-ebuzi eje eme oke ọnụ. Onye enwere ihe oji ya na-ebuzi eje eme ọnụ. Ya na-ebuzi eche oke esi onwe. Mgbe ndị nwozi ha ji pụta ya nwa agaje zo. So seeing Oge Nkere Sonny Akrawa interview that man, it doesn't matter that word Biafra comes out from his mouth. And when it's come to recognition, who are they going to recognize? Is this somebody without documents? Is it somebody who did not make a declaration? They don't understand the importance of declaration and the document we have in our hand. That's our DPM. Dr. Ngozi Rebeze has. They don't understand it. When you undermine the truth, you will be misbehaving and they thought you are doing the right thing. All they are doing is to showcase what they will use to collect money from the gullible that are following them. That is what they are showcasing, nothing more than that. Because the man a big man adhere to ọnụ ego and the other may problems to be always in ya na ego ya ma onye enwe nke o ji na-ebu ụzọ amapụta. You know the kia when I with full arm and he full a criminal who has only 1, 3 or 4 bullets, he will be the first one that will shoot. Mgbe ọ bụla ifuru ọkwụsara ịgba ọgwụkwa n'ebe ọ dị o iji nwa wee mudezie ya n'aka. That is what Sonny Akrawa and Oge Nkere is doing. That is what Sonny Akrawa and Oge Nkere is doing. Onye ji mkpụrụ mgbọ na-atọ. Yes, we have a caller. Good morning, sir, from here. Good morning. Hey, sorry. So I'm gonna call you back. I don't know when. I want to put it on a loud mic. Then I reject it. Yes, so sorry for that. I want to put it on a loud volume. Then I now touch my hand on the reject. So you're welcome.
It's all right. TV.
Thank you so much, my senior comrade.
We're very lucky to meet your program this afternoon.
Wow.
So let's use this opportunity and listen to your wonderful message. I want to use this opportunity to thank you for your unique way of educating our people, letting them know the importance of a government in a nation, the government indeed. And your message is kind of penetrating into our hearts and to the minds of Biafrans. We really want to appreciate you for that. And I want to use this opportunity to say, may God continue to strengthen you, to uphold you with the rightful spirit.
You say?
But that's not the joy of the Lord is our strength. The joy of the good job will become your strength.
Amen. You say?
We, the genuine business of the USB represent ambassadors of peace.
Exactly.
We represent represent equity and justice, and we represent, most importantly, progress. And I want to use this opportunity to let the world know, letting them know they must recognize USB as a government. Biafra means peace to the world. We mean peace to the world. We are not terrorists. We are here to bring development. We are here. We love humanity. And our leader, Mazlan Nekal, which is our supreme leader, is the preacher of good civilization. He wants everything to be good for every indigenous of Nigeria and Biafrans at large.
Yes, sir.
And now, the Nigerian government is a terrorist state. They are terrorists. It's a failed government, and it's a terrorist state. They're the one integrating terrorists into the armies, sending them to go and massacre communities and villages in the name of their practicing jihadist war, which is actually currently happening in Nigeria. So this trending news of top Christian genocide is real. There is nothing like blackmail over it. And President Trump, the United States of America, taking it upon themselves to fight against these terrorists across the globe in any way they are persecuting Christians. And it happens that we, the Biafrans, we are the Christians of the Nigeria. We are the Christians of Nigeria, and they are trying to massacre us. And what our brother is preaching here, Muhammad Zichina, is preaching and to let our people to know, the people of Biafra to know, for them to know that it's very, very important for them to observe every divine instruction that comes out from the USB government. Is very, very important. For example, now, tomorrow is sit at home. The Anambra, they want to do their shambolic election in Nigeria. We are not going to allow it to be. Biafra have conducted their first ever legitimate election, and the winners has been declared. We are not taking charge of our community. We are not taking charge of our state. We are not taking charge of our land. Biafra has been redeclared. So there is nothing anything Nigerian parasites have to be doing in Biafra more. They must take out their armies out of our land because they are occupying a foreign nation. They must take out all their offices in our land because Biafra does not belong to Nigeria. Our land belongs to us. And we have the right of self-determination, which is under international law, which our brother is preaching here. And we have the right of self-defense, which is under international law, which our brother is preaching here. And if the world refuses to hear our clarion call of this self-defense, if the world refuses to hear our clarion call of this self-determination, we will take it by force. We are going to defend ourselves. We are not going to allow the enemies to come and massacre us. We must defend ourselves. We have the right to defend ourselves. So when you have this opportunity to call on the Biafrans at home, please tomorrow, go nowhere. Sit at your home. Sit at home. Take care of your family. You have food, cook, eat, drink. Don't go out anywhere. We have already done our election. Let's see how Anambra is going to do that shambolic election. The world is watching. And that's a little message I want to let our people know here. And I also want to thank every cabinet members, the USB government, Dr. Ngozo Rebeze that is doing the NEFO. And any woman, any man, any woman who doesn't appreciate that woman, who doesn't appreciate what the USB government is doing, you know that you are the enemy of our freedom. Long live Mazlan Dikal. Long live
Simon.
PM Simon.
Yes, sir.
Long live Dr. Ngozo Rebeze and all the genuine cabinet members. Long live all the USB forces doing the NEFO, genuinely to defend our land. And long live all the USB medias that are doing the NEFO, standing on the path of truth, defending the truth and defending our government with all their mind, with all their strength, with all their spirit. May God bless us all.
Amen. You say, Maz, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. This is Maz, Exodus Biafra TV. Exodus Biafra TV. That is who he is. Biafra Exodus TV. So please, if you never subscribe on his page, subscribe. He has his voice and how he spoke eloquently as a Biafran. When a real Biafran open his mouth to talk, you will learn something from it. That is why we are all unique in our own different ways. If you check the comment section, those are there. You see the kind of things they are commenting. You know this is a real Biafran. When those fools comes, what I do is to delete the nonsense and block him out of here. We don't have that kind of time anymore to allow him to be there. No. Remove him. So, my people, we must stand on the side of the instruction coming from the University of Biafra. Let me tell you this again. In Igbo adage, a na-asị na iti na-agba ụzọ akwụkwọ. If you no go give na akwara ha gbara ụzọ akwụkwọ nke ha. The question is recognition a na-ekwu okwu ya. To recognize Biafra a na-ekwu okwu ya. Can India get recognized? Is it a group without a document? The man they rushed to, nobody paid him. He willingly understand what is going on. And he said that Biafra is the solution of it. It is not Donald Trump using military to come and invade Nigeria. That could not solve the problem. And that is also my own opinion. That is what? Also my own opinion. So, because of he's an outsider, because of he's a white man, they rush to, anybody who have access to interview, you can interview anybody at any time. Until when the due time happen. Did he call fallback Bridgie that are the one that we are talking for them to recognize Biafra under behalf of them? He did not say that. That is why you don't mind those fools. They are looking to be relevant. Where they are the one killing and destroying what we are doing. Another set of DOS, another set of IPOB, one Nigeria. You know, they always claim everything comes across. But I am happy that the government is not making mouths. The government is not showcasing whatever they are doing. Everything we showcase once in the due time. Everything we do what? We be showcased once in the due time. So do not find those things. That kind of thing is what I see that Jesus Christ said, that after he has come and left, that the second who are coming is going to be those that are looking for miracles here and there. Diogen carried them, they are looking for miracle. They want power. Yes, Jenny, you are right. They are looking for power. And when you give them, they will mess it all, because to control power and what it takes to handle power, they lack of it. When it's due time for recognition, the world are coming for recognition, then you will see those that when they said, we are recognizing so country, under what? You will hear it. I am giving you an example of Finland again this morning. Between the red and the white Finland, the white stood up and made declaration, while the red refused. The red Finland are like Ogenkere, who's sponsored by Russia. That is the red Finland. The same way the fallback people are sponsored by the Nigerian government. The red Finland, they refused the declaration. They come against those that make the declaration. They went in their own and said no. They will fall back to France, to Russia, and remain there. What happens? When the countries of the world like Germany, Soviet Union, come to aid of Finland, do you know where they landed? They landed on the side of the white, who make a declaration with the declaration documents of Finland is in the hands of the white Finland people. They are the legitimate government. They are the right government of Finland. So Germany help and give them aid. Like what that man said, that when you with countries that are going to recognize Biafra, that they are going to give the government of Biafra equipment to defend their border. Do you understand it? The same thing is what Germany did in 1971 because of the issue of Finland. When Germany comes as a country to help, to give aid, they give to those that make a declaration, happen to be the white Finland people. Which is what we are experiencing. So if you are coming across of some countries and their independence and how where they are today, you will know that you don't have anything to panic. Sit down, relax. The truth comes at last. The lies first showcase. The propaganda comes at first. The truth, or when the truth prevails, it prevails forever and ever. That is how it is. The same thing that happened to Finland is that what is happening to us right now. The only people who their own is not hard is the people of Bangladesh. Their own is just a little, not like this Ogen created them. The Bangladesh people did not push like them. The Bangladesh people, they tried other 2 months, they said, okay, fine, we go back to join. What we want is our leader to be released. So far it's the government. Okay, we surrendered everything, they joined in after 2 months. Not like these people. That is why the Bangladesh own did not enter the history so much. They are rebel. Did not enter their book so much. Because of only under 2 months, they was be able to collapse the thing, those that went outside, who betrayed Rahman. They all come back and apologize, and they are free. For the Finland people, they refuse, like the way Ogen is refusing. It leads to internal conflict of that the red Finland people lost over 37,000 Finland people. The red, they lost many that follows them. Both on the abroad, both on the homeland of Finland. This is what happened to Finland. So that is an example of where we are right now. Where we are right now is that place that Finland is. And what will happen? Do you think that America wants to organize Biafra today and they look for a group, okay, fall back, bridge, with that document? No, now. They told that the declaration document is a fundamental first step to prove legitimacy of the new government that make a declaration. And that's why I told you. No people can and the bank is now beating about it enables our walls out. It enables a press higher school uniform by a line. That is the bank I want to get. That is Sonny Abraham and the Ogen and those are in the fallback. If you take time to read the meaning of the declaration document, then you understand from where I'm coming. And what gives me morale to put my social media. Once a country is being declared, they stand on the mandate. They will get recognition. And the talk of now that we have calmed ourselves down, looking under the international global community template. Now that the governments are looking for this recognition under template of the international global community, the template of the international global community is the template of the Biafran government. No template of IPOB, MASOP, autopilot or bridge. No, we are past that stage. We are now on. That's why our EPM told them that they are playing local, but she is playing international. Cosma said, "You're welcome." James, you're welcome. Do you understand it? When you see all this thing I'm bringing out from the international global community, their constitution, their template of a new country, or all the things that we are doing, that has been, there is nothing that we are doing today. Now, therefore, is declared that we should not attach that our template first must to be all these criteria that are coming from the global community. The international global community. They are the one that give recognition. When Britain play a hand with them in 1960 or 1970, as they not recognize us, that is when they don't recognize us. Because Britain was on top of the game. UK was on top of the game. They did not only lie to the whites, they also lied to Africans. The brother, you're welcome. Thank you so much. That is what you can see. Everything must to be on the same template of the international global community. That's why I told you, there is no shortcut for our own freedom. There is no shortcut for us to get our own recognition. We must pass those criteria. We must work on those existing protocol. We must work on all the plans that other people has, the step, the road that others has gone through. When India get the international recognition, how? Maghandi and his men who declared it are the one that give recognition. When Bangladesh is about to get their own recognition, is those that they stand on the template of the declaration, maintain the international global community, is the one that the world give recognition, not any other group. So don't mind those shenanigans that Oge and Sonny Iccpr were running here skater. Yana it in a booze or balls akwụkwọ. And then my way to now, whatever one walk, that is Oge and Sonny Iccpr. Sonny Iccpr, Oge and CRC, Adandos, and all of them. How they like in here and Asna way to now, one walk. That is who they are. Gary Wolf, you're welcome. Good morning from here. Yes, we are going home, my brother. The chairman of NATO from Austria is calling for Biafra to be a free country. Now, the only thing we need to let the world know that we have put spices on our name to suit on us. That's why we call it what? We voted when we are in bridge that the name that we're going to answer is United States of Biafra. It's not going to just be Biafra. Then we put it to what? United States of Biafra to smooth out us to look well organized. That's why I told you that this time around we have prepared ourselves more than the way we are before. So don't mind the shenanigans you are seeing they are doing. When you now n'ime ọkụ, ịhụ ga-agbanyụ ọkụ. Ọkụra print ejegbo ihe dị n'ime ezigbo ọkụ dị ihe a. Ọkụra Peter ojegbo ihe dị n'ime ite ọ bụ ezigbo ọkụ dị ihe a. That is what they are playing out. And you know what it takes before ọkụ ga-agba ite ejegbo ihe dị ya n'ime now. Or before ọkụ ya hapụ ite ejegbo ihe dị ya n'ime. I know that when even you are cooking on gas and it enters inside pot, once you open the pot and you soak a big cloth on water, use it to wrap the cover and put it there, you quench the fire. So don't mind those shenanigans. Those are making themselves relevant, looking for power, which they will never be able to get. Disgrace of them will come at last. When the country that the government has give document to decide to give an organization, change is going to follow onto all of them. And very soon it will happen. So please, if it is your first time coming, please like and share the program. Make it go viral. For those in the homeland, Jenny, for me, we are not dragging this man. If the government want to, they are free to make the man also to correct the impression of that Ogenkere give to them. You see? So if the government can be, that's why I said where we are now is anybody who opens his mouth talk about Biafra organization, government to approach that person. That will be the work of the Minister of Information. That is their job. We don't have to wait for them to come. No, we are the one to purchase anybody who open money time around to talk about Biafra recognition, to let them know, to correct them, and give them our document of our declaration. I believe the government is doing that also. The lobbies of government are there to do that. It's not about the shenanigans of they are doing. It's about who are the right people to give the recognition. It's only the government of a new country. They are not going to give it to any group. Not even IPOB. Not even them. Those of Fallback and CRC. Let's continue where we stop. Let's continue. Iccpr Article 22 strongly supports the right of individual to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting. Government in waiting. That is, we are waiting fully to take over our country, our territory. Under the name of United States of Biafra is government in waiting. They say that under this, on our sit at home tomorrow, that the international law of the human right is strongly support us to do that. Do you know when they rush to Russia and tell Russian people that, sorry, to Ukraine people, that is your inalienable right to choose those that are going to govern you, to choose your friends and your alliance. The same thing with us. It is our inalienable, our inalienable right to sit at home tomorrow to prove to the world that the government is effective. Please, you must adhere to that. Here are the breakdown of the how Article 22, freedom of association, apply to an unrecognized government, unorganized government associate movement. Who is this unorganized government? We, the United States of Biafra, as a new nation, a new nation. They call it unorganized, newly declared country. Do they say unorganized, newly bridgy fallback? Do they say newly IPOB organization? Do they say newly RCC? No. It's newly state that was declared officially with a full document. Is the one that the international community are going to hand over recognition for them also to sign treaties and agreements of bilateral laws that triggers into recognition. We must continue. Number one, with Article of 22.
It means aspect of Article 22, application to the new declaration government.
Sorry, we will go there. We have read very far. Article 22 of the International Covenant of the Civil and the Political Rights. That is meaning of Iccpr. It states, everyone shall have their right to freedom of association with others, including the right of an unorganized new declared state to join the union of the political, the protection of his interests, protection of the interests of the unorganized, newly declared country or newly declared state, like United States of Biafra, as a sovereign nation that will just emerge to protect our interests with that, with our sit at home. Because you know that in Nigeria, open protests, physical protests or coming out on the road is not working. Once you come out, you meet your end. They will unleash the Boko Haram army, the Boko Haram police, the terrorist police and the Nigerian military on the protestants. They will start tear gassing them. They will start harassing them. They will start flogging them, beating all manner of abuse. That is why you tomorrow sit in your house is the best that will happen to you who lives in old Anambra. Whether you believe or do not believe, you might become a victim tomorrow. It's better that you sit in your house tomorrow for you to not become a victim. Even though they target to any of us, does it stop recognition? The world has already now understand that Biafra has been officially declared on November 2024, that after declaration, there will be many numerous problems that are going to emerge. So, they knew. So if you die tomorrow because of your ignorance, it's not going to stop Biafra government recognition. It's not going to stop United States of Biafra recognition. It's not going to stop it. So better preserve your life tomorrow by yourself. Do not come out. Because whether you come or you did not come, the result has already been selected in Imo State. Result of tomorrow's election has already been handed over to Soludo Sobu in Odo Anambra, who will pay dearly for the crime he committed. So do not just go there and waste your life because of your stubbornness. Do not come outside tomorrow. Listen to the instruction from the government that people have conducted election in Biafra land that was just concluded. Did you see any killings there? Did you see any military? Did you see any police? That is what the government is bringing down to you. That is what the United States of Biafra is bringing. Peaceful electoral process is what they are bringing for you. Election that you will be in your room and vote and stay in your house. If you don't want to go to polling unit, you can simply exercise your right inside your room. Article 22 of the International Covenant on the Civil and Political Rights, Iccpr, protects the interest. He said it gives a strong support to a newly declared unrecognized country. A newly declared unrecognized country that are seeking for recognition. He said, he sees they give us what? A strongly support, not strong, strongly support. Then, imagine such a thing coming from the international global community, where we are right now, putting all our documents of our declaration of United States of Biafra as a new country. We must continue. This right is a fundamental to democracy and the political life. It means the right of the people to choose, to make their intention be known, to you to prove to the world that Biafra government under Ogongozi Orapeze is in charge of the Biafra land, the territory of the old Anambra that's conducted election in the three states of Ikemba, Odimegwu, and Omambla. Showcased by you sitting inside tomorrow, sit at home tomorrow for your own good. We are bringing paradise to you. We are bringing security life to you. We are bringing good road. We are bringing good house. We are bringing stable life. We are bringing free education. We are bringing everything good to you. Sit at home tomorrow for you to be alive and witness it for your own good. Ọkwa agwantị na ntị anọ mgbe egburu isi ntị ero mgbe gbatọrọ n'ala ịmarazie how far. Ma akwa na okwute atụrụ n'ime afịa na nwekwa ebe onye ọ ga-atụ n'isi. The enemies, like what Asad has been doing, they want to use your devil to shine. Are you going to allow them? Ọkwọ isi nụ na a ga-egbu ya kwụrụ mmadụ wee na a ga-egbu orie mbọmbọ ka ị chọrọ ịbụ onye arasị na egwu anakwa atụ ya maka eji mma gị ya n'azụ nọ mgbe ya chi isi achọ. Ịmana ihe a bụ okwu na-emelebe ndị Igbo nọ. Mgbe ị gbọtọrọ n'ala isi gị ahọdịzikwa n'ebe ịzọghị isi gị mgbe ị dị ndụ. Defend eji ma bịa gị n'azụ. Knows when your head is on the ground, run away from it. You have a caller. Wanda, good morning from here. Good morning. You are welcome. Wanda. Thank you so much. The mic is yours.
Okwu ọkọwa ndị nwa ha nwoke na-etiri mkpu sisi na-akọwarị ha n'ọnụ oyibo because of ihe a na Soludo Nwambafọ Old Anambra State. Ịma na ọchịchị ya ebiene and ọ na-achọ ka ọ gakwa nke abụọ anyị ewesi ya mba. Na ọ gaa na nke isi, na ọ ga-ewepụ ndị Igbo niile. Because of ihe a na Soludo Nwambafọ Old Anambra State. Ịma na ọchịchị ya ebiene and ọ na-achọ ka ọ gakwa nke abụọ anyị ewesi ya mba. Na ọ gaa na nke isi, na ọ ga-ewepụ ndị Igbo niile. na o ji aka odo wee kwubuche ụmụ nwanne anyị. O ji aka odo ndị nne ji esi ji asụ nri, ji asụ ose wee kwubuche ụmụ ha ụmụ anyị. Ma ndị nọ na ebe ha na-akwụ ha na-agbazi ọkpụkpụ, ọ ihe Soludo mere. Soludo sịrị na anyị abụ ndị Odo Anambra Steeti bụ ndị na-egbusisi ụmụ nwanne anyị Kristian. Soludo kwuru si na anyị ndị mbụ na anyị bụ ndị omekome. Anyị wee na-agụrụ ya ihe o kwuchara.
Hello. Yes, you're coming out.
Okay. Anyị wee na-agụrụ ya ihe ndị o kwuchara. Anyị wee sị oke ebe ọ bụ n'ọdụ taa ka anyị were isi obodo anyị, anyị wee were obodo anyị n'aka. Nke ụmụ nwa ma na anyị enwetago Biafra na gọọmenti anyị na-emezi ka anyị jee dozie obodo anyị. Ndị nna onye nọ ya karịa ibe ya, ụmụ nwanne m ndị nọ n'obodo oyibo, nwanne na nna ụmụ nwanne n'ụlọ, biko nke onye nwe ya zigara ndị ibe ha, ya zigara n'ebo ha ka wee zụọ nri taa wee debe, bụkọs na ọkwefu na ekereke 7 onwe onye ga-apụ n'ụlọ nke taa na nke echi. Ka anyị wee gwa Soludo Nwamba Afọ wee sị ya na ozugbo na anyị nwerigo be anyị, ụmụ nwanne m nọdụ n'ụlọ, ndị nna nọdụ n'ụlọ, nweghị unu na-erite n'aka Soludo na ndị Naijiria. Na ihe a Kunus wee too vootu nke unu tụrụ for Biafra land, ọkụnụ kwesị wee gaa, onwe onye nwere, onwe ihe ha kwa kodo, onwe ihe ha bụ egbe, onwe ihe a ka anyị na-eri n'obodo ndị mba ọzọ bụ obodo oyibo. Otu a ka anyị si chọọ ka anyị bute ya n'obodo anyị bụ Biafra land. Apụkwanụ because na nkọwa nke nwanne m na-akọwa n'akwụkwọ ndị bekee o ji agụ na-agwa ọnụ na-asụ ọnụ na-ekwu ihe a kwuru nọọ titatuo ma ịnọ n'ụlọ ga-ewetara anyị akwụkwọ ọzọ anyị ga-eji wee gọọmenti ga-eji wee jere anyị ije ka afọ na Nnamdi Kanu pụtara n'ebe ọ nọ, ka ha fụ na ọbata obi Ekpa pụtara n'ebe ọ nọ. And akwụkwọ a ha na-asụ ụnụ wee nọdụ n'ụlọ nke taa, nke bụ na ndị obodo oyibo ndị bekee ga-eji ya wee tụnye n'ebe ha na-atụnye ndị ọzọ, wee jiri wee kwuo okwu wee na-asị na mbọsị dị taa Soludo ya bụ nke echi na-abịa abịa na Soludo ga-atụ vootu na ndị mba ha na-akpọ Biafra na ha nọrọ n'ụlọ bụkwa na ọ right ya ka ọ bụ na ha nọ n'ụlọ na ha tụrụ vootu. Ịfụ na akwụkwọ a ga-ewepụta onye ndu anyị, onye ndu unu na mkpọrọ. Ọ ya ka ọ na-akọwara unu na-asụ ọnụ, bụkwa na onye pụta egbu enye ana ha gbuo onye anwa nke onye anwa agana, onye nwa pụtazi ọzọ beta ịnwa bụ ndị Biafra ga na-aga n'ihu. Biko ụmụ nwanne m, ụmụnne m, ụmụnna m, nọdụ n'ụlọ kụnụ wee fụ gọọmenti Biafra anyị, kụnụ wee rie mkpụrụ unu kụrụ sinsi ha ji wee mụọ ọnụ. Ọkụ ya adị, mmiri anaghị agba, mmiri ga-agba. Ụmụ nwanne m na-adị akwụkwọ afọ ebe ha na-anọ na nwe oche, ha ga-enwe oche, ụlọ ọgwụ ya adị, ihe niile ga na-adị, okporo ụzọ ga-adị. Anyị ga-eweta otu ụmụ nwanne anyị bụ Ọhamadike na Simon Ekpa na onye nke na-eduzi anyị na-abụ Ada Agada gbachara ụzọ Ngozi Ọrabezi na ndị otu ya bụ gọọmenti na-ekwe anyị nkwa anọbụ nkwa ọnụ nkwa ezie, biko na onye ọbụla n'ọfụma, biko n'ebe ndị nwecha ọyị mmanụ n'ebe ọzọ ha na-anọ na-eli elele ha ya ka ọ na-asị na ya ebutela unu ndị nne ndị nna, biko nọdụ n'ala, ụmụ agbọghọbịa, ụmụ okorobịa nọdụ n'ala, sie na ofe nsara na bụ unu kpochie n'ụzọ unu apụtakwa n'iro, unu ejekwara na field kunu jiri agba bọọlụ ka agbagbuo unu nke na-aga na soda na mba ọzọ, mba ndị bekee ga na-afụ ihe ga-emeri. weta ngwa ka ihe si wee mee biko unu were n'oyibo unu eji na okwu Igbo wee mee the video were na okwu bekee wee kwuo na ọ bụrụ na n'ime ha asụ bekee ọfụma sụọ broken English wee vidio onye bekee na evidio onye ka ị na-ezekwa isi gị because of ndị omekome ndị obodo Naijiria na ndị obodo soro udo. Nke ọzọkwa bụ ijere Chukwuka Ofegbu ọ nọ na Biafra now ọ na-achọ ndị oyi egbu biko nọdụ n'ụlọ ka Chukwuka Ofegbu yere egbu n'unu otu a akọ ha m n'ọnụ asị m na Chukwuka bịa ma oge edu anyị kwado anyị oge echekwa ụnụ nwa nọ na ndịda ihe ọcha ma m unu onye ka anyị na-asị ụmụ nwanne m ndị nne nwebe na nwere na anyị amataba n'afọ m obere asị m n'ụka o mesienụ nna m darụ Ndụbụisi nna m ọ ya dịrị gị mma jisike ike agwụna gị n'ọrụ jisike nna m.
Thank you so much, Nwada. Thank you so much. This one is a special one this morning. Thank you for the spirit that leads you in this way. Honestly, this one is really touching. The voice is very good and very nice. May Him also protect you and bless you as we continue to work for us to get international recognition. That is only what we are lacking. Only what? International recognition is only what we are lacking. Once we grab it, forget Mamba for Saludo. If Reverend Adria can Arise TV, now we are Eros and a mini Busieli. No, dear, we have where we are getting a rock or not query. Dogan and the idea of your potra. Beshi, Philip and the Madania. In your Nabasa have fake. Oh, to your Nabasa Nigeria to every fake. That is how it is. So, Biafran people, tomorrow, you know how our sister use Igbo language to address all of you. Because of your life is why we are shouting here. And you will see one example that people of Benue have said to us, or Plateau. What is that example they said? They set example of when something is happened. Need original documents here. So tomorrow, charge your phone in the night. Keep it on. When you see them, video them on their action and send out to YouTube or anywhere. You can. That is how the now social media full with what is happening in the north and in the Benue State and Plateau. Use English so the world will understand it. That's why I told that when you are looking for freedom of a new country, Igbo language is not bringing freedom. You know the Kiabo onye ngina mmadụ na azan is not about ejebe izute. All this time is up now. So anaghị na-azọ right now bụ gị ji oyibo wee so ihe na-eme na Biafra land ka mba ụwa na-afụ ya n'ihu akwụkwọ ka ọ wụ ihe na mba ụwa believe na evidence ya na-afụ anya. Ọ bụrụ na ndị Plateau, ndị Benue, ndị North anaghị post those things in English, how could the world understand what they are passing through? So adhere to try to do that. Starting from today. Whatever you see in Biafra land, video it from far. Post it. If you can, give it to us. Private or private WhatsApp. If anything is going on tomorrow, give it to us on WhatsApp. So we can be able to play it on our own WhatsApp, on our own platform to show the world why Biafra declaration is sacrosanct and more important. That is area we have to touchlight things that you must know. Our line is still open in case if anyone want to call. The lines are open. I see you, John. You are welcome to this platform. Remember where we are. We're still on the Article 22 of the Iccpr. We are still there. What's happened? Sorry, let me check something. Is it from here? So my people, I hope you understand the importance of tomorrow. That is why we are giving you all this analysis. That's why we are bringing all this exposition under their own law, what they ask you to do, that is you are right. You know, because of Nigeria is a lawless country. Nigeria is a lawless country. That is why they don't care. That is why in the agricultural community, if you say that a woman, Amina Mohammed, she is like Nigeria, that is why things are getting worse. She's not talking. Imagine a woman for that matter. She just sit there, be making money. That is why she's there, collecting bribe here and there. Nigeria open an account where they're giving her money. As part of Article 22, a population application to the new declaration government. Application to a new declaration government. Do you understand something here? To what? To a new declared what? Government, not a new group. This is how, you see, number one in that Article 22, application to the new declaration government, a newly declaration government, the one that the world knows, the one that the world are going to give international recognition, the one they are going to give recognition, not all these fools making noise in YouTube page and Facebook and S handles. The world know what they are doing. They are not going to see us and change all this, despite keeping silent of them for so long. They will never close their mouth. They will never change the laws. Right from the political group, Article 22 grants the ability of the individuals in the territory that's not recognized as a newly declared country, collectively, to pursue a common goal, including the goal of political change, self-determination or secession. Self-determination or what? Secession. That is where sometimes I will ask this international global community, I will ask UN Charter, why are you using that word secession? Why not use the appropriate word that will draw more attention of these people are seeking for a new country? You will put self-defense. Now you now put secession. What does it mean? It's to undermine the people. That's what undermines the movement of the people. These are facts and figures that we are bringing out to the world to know that we have understand this game they are playing. But we're also telling them there is no amount of name you call that will stop us. After this, our full declaration of the United States of Biafra, we don't care the name you called us. But what we care is how the templates that the international global community give to us is how we, whether you give or you did not give us, how we, because of we know it and how we achieve it, and how we respect those templates that are from you. So you won't give us any excuse, because you always find an excuse to snub those that are asking for a new country.
Right to form political groups. Article 22 guarantees the ability of individuals in a territory to organize collectively to pursue a common goal, including the goal of political change, self-determination, or secession. Legal protection for the entity. The new declaration government, or movement, is protected in its existence and operation as a political association, even if the parent state has not recognized it. This protection extends to forming a political party, holding meetings, and issuing political directives.
Do you hear it? The newly declared government of a new country or movement is protected in the existence and the operation as a political association. In the level of the political association, that is where our lobbies come in. We use them to do what? To fight. We use them for them to go and lobby for us. Ogona, you are good. Ogona, you're welcome. Good morning from here. That is why we have the lobbies. These are the political associations that are working for what? On behalf of Biafran government, for the recognition of Biafra. For them to let people that are supposed to know. Then those people will interfere with our documents and give us recognition. We are on the issue of you sit at home tomorrow. I am doing it for you to understand that the right of you and your government, despite being an unorganized country, despite being a newly declared country, that you have a strong support. You have a strongly support in what we are doing. And the operation as a political association, even the present state has not recognized us. Do you hear it now? Even though that the present state, Nigeria, did not recognize Biafra, USB government, USB right now, United States of Biafra, did they recognize? The answer is no. They said, even though the federal recognize now were our fully strong right to call for what? For sit at home tomorrow to prove to the world that we are ready and that we are prepared more than the way we are before, that the method we have been using that brought many killings, that we have stopped it. That is why we go to sit at home. So sit at home for your life to be with you tomorrow. Remember last election of Soludo, people died. Last election of Tunumbu, people died. Do you want to be among those that will react to your name, that you die on your own carelessness? Do not. Stay strong. Believe in the what you are hearing from the government. It is a right of you and I to sit at home tomorrow, for you to be alive in old Anambra and witness everything good that you have been lacking. That you know that Nigeria, from the days of the amalgamation to the days of the independence, that they do not give to you. That light that you are not seeing 24 hours, you will see it very soon. That no good road, that untied streets, all these things will come to put an end. Who are going to do it? When the indigenous people use their hand to take over and protect their border, they build their country, everything will be okay.
Enabling collective action. This right is essential because it allows the organizers to coordinate actions, like a sit-at-home protest, by creating the infrastructure necessary to mobilize a large number of people.
Do you hear that? The right is essential. The right is what? Essential. Because it's allowed the new declared country to conduct actions like a sit-at-home. Sit-at-home what? Protest. Sit-at-home is only protest that will work in old Anambra. And even those who believe in Nigeria, if you want to protest, only way it can work is by sitting at home, so they will not be able to come against you. Not carrying placards, come outside. You receive tear gas. You receive gun and bullets. You receive beating. You receive inhuman treatment. You receive intimidation. But when you sit at home playing your card, playing your draft, eating your soup, doing one or two things to your family members, you forget about it, and nobody will kill you. Because you are right to come outside. It's right not to come outside. You see? By creating the infrastructure necessary to mobilize to mobilize a larger number of people, sit at home to join this larger number of those who voted on our last election that concluded on 4th of November, that yield a result of governor and deputy in all the 3 states of Old Anambra, where Soludo Wamba for the devilish Soludo, the Boko Haram Soludo, who is killing his people under his watch.
2. The relationship between Article 22 and the sit at home. The new declaration government uses its right to association, Article 22, to form the organization, which then calls for an act of protest protected by assembly, Article 21, and expression, Article 19.
Are you hearing it? The article announced that increasing. According to what you see on my headline. Please, whenever you come to this platform, remember this word. #Nigeria and Britain government free the United States of Biafra president Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a political prisoner of conscience. #Finland and Nigeria and Britain government free the United States of Biafra prime minister. United States of Biafra Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoko. This is the man that stopped the killing for over years. Since Finland took him away and take Nigeria kidnappers and the Kano, there is a genocide going on. That is why we see armor tanker in old Biafra land. Those that are in the north are dying because of the Boko Haram has sent down in the north of the military to come and burn our houses and our markets. The world, are you not seeing? Amina Mohammed, the UN president, are you not seeing this? Why is your voice silent? Amina Mohammed, we won't stop calling on you because the killing of people is unacceptable. It's provocable. It's provoking us. Why you are not taking action? You're supposed to be. So, my people, the newly declared country using its right to association Article 23 to form a newly declared country, which they call for an act of protested assembly. The government of the USB, the relationship between Article 22 and the sit at home, the relationship between the sit at home under Article 22 of Iccpr, the same also Article 21 for people to assemble together. When we cannot do that one openly to assemble outside, then we have right to do it inside our different houses, which happen to start home. Good morning, Triple M. You are welcome. Not only Article 22, Article 21, 19 also support us. They said that this is a strongly support to a newly declared unorganized country to call for sit at home to prove their political changes and proving the charge of the government of Biafra. That is why you must sit at home tomorrow. And also, for you to keep your life, you must. You must. Now that you know there is a backup of what the government is doing, what is holding you, there is a backup. You must follow the backup and listen to the government. We also letting the world, so that is why we are calling Amina Mohammed, the president of UN, that woman. Why are when the people that are under these laws, Article 21, Article 22, Article 19, where they are killed and being arrested by the Nigerian government, why are you not sanctioning Nigeria before Donald Trump coming? So you see that place comfortably, relax, and people are dying. So if not for Donald Trump, is it because of you're a Muslim? Is it why you want us to be wiped away? So when they wipe us away in their belief, when they go to heaven, Muhammad will give them 7 virgins. Oh, that is why you relax on the seats and remain silent. Donald Trump becomes the one that's to speak for you. Then why are you there? Where the law of the UN cannot protect the people, or it's only protect the white people, because what is happening in our land, what is happening in our country, Biafra, what is happening in Nigeria, tell me where is happening in part of the Europe that you are governed, you are president of, or until it happens to you. And it must happen because we are sowing the seed. What you sow is what you will reap. You will also reap the clean that are happening in Biafra land, starting from 1970 these dates. As I'm talking right now, there's clean going on. Check out today, check out tomorrow. You will sit comfortably as a president of the UN. What happened to all the laws, all the articles of laws that was binded? Or you come to destroy it? It doesn't concern you because they are Christians. But I want to tell God one thing. Before calling me a Christian, tell you concern, I am indigenous person first before becoming a Christian. So Nigeria was created to kill all the indigenous people who are Christian. And you are meeting. So even though that, okay, Amina Yusuf, Amina Muhammad, even though that word, Christian could not enter inside you, don't you know that we are indigenous people like you in your own country, in your own father's house? Or don't you have a father's house? Don't have your own territory of country? Then you do not want to be a president of UN if you don't have a country now. If you are from Wanderer to have to stop somewhere and claim those people's land, that is what is going on. That means you're supporting your people. On this, your law will hold you. And the UN Charter must submit to amendment, because the UN Charter favors the killings, those who are killing, more than those that are dying. The killer squad, the UN Charter covers them so much. They will say it's under territorial integrity. That is internal affair. Internal affair, my foot. Territorial integrity, my foot. When the territorial integrity is with blood, and you still protect it. Because Allah, you are Allah, or Muhammad will give those that are killing people 7 virgins. We have decided to speak truth or we die. We have chosen to speak this truth the way it is. We only die once. You can only be in prison us once. You will not imprison everybody. But the truth must be told. That is what we are here to represent. Truth is what we have come out to represent. That untold truth, that truth that Mazen Kano was been telling all of you before all of you gang up. From Mazen Kano, since where he was kidnapped, have you seen UN condemn that atrocity from Nigeria? Because a woman is there called Amina Mohammed. She is there. When Nigeria destroyed all the laws of the world and went ahead to kidnap Mazen Kano, have you ever said a word? I never heard anything from the president of UN condemning that atrocity. What of ECOWAS? Where are they? Where's all these goods that Nigeria belongs to? Why are they not talking? Because Nigeria open account for all of you, where they are borrowing money, or they used to take indigenous people, where they're taking our oil by force, and use this and be paying all of you. That is why you muted your mouth. You valued business. What you gain from Nigeria is what's important to you, not our life. But remember, nobody will stay without dying one day. Nobody will stay without dying. Doesn't matter who died today. Another person will die tomorrow or next tomorrow. But before we die, we will say the truth and we will stand on it. President arrested a man who is fighting under self-defense of the UN Charter. What did Amina said? Nothing. You miss your mouth. But who will tell that Biafra has come? You will not stop our recognition. Nobody will done that again. It's the 21st century. The world have seen what makes Donald Trump to put Nigeria on the country of particular concern is what we have been experiencing from 1967 to 1970, from 1914 to this day. The killing that leads Ojukwu to make a declaration of Biafra in 1967 to 1970. The same killing, what happened in the time of Ojukwu has overhappened. Wole Soyinka of popular Nigeria, as it is said, that what triggers to the war in 1967 to 1970, that what triggers to it has happened times 10. That is why the people are living in the southeast are so dumb, except this generation has stood up under Masina and Kano, to put an end to it. We must put an end to that. How? Fighting for us to get recognition as a sovereign state. Then we will take care of our borders and our country. Nobody will just come to kill us anymore. Enough will be enough. That is why you must join the NATO chairman, the Austrian man, to give us recognition. Recognize Biafra as a sovereign state. Then you have quenched all this fire of the killing. Then we will take care of every other thing. Support us. Give us what we need. Equipment. Equip us to defend. Because the Boko Haram will come. The death sentence called Nigeria will come to attack us. So we will have something to defend ourselves, chase them away. Like you have done to many other countries who have got their independence. Why is our own so different? Why are you playing deaf ear on our matter? We are calling for the government of Biafra is calling for it at home tomorrow. And nobody will dare stop it. Sit in your house. Do not play a victim tomorrow, because if you die, we will still get Biafra and you die useless death.
Action. Iccpr article that protects it. Forming the political party, the leadership/structure. Article 22, freedom of association. Telling people to stay home, the communication. Article 19, freedom of expression. The collective staying at home, the non-violent protest. Article 21, freedom of peaceful assembly. 3. State restrictions, the caveat. The parent state is allowed to place restrictions on the right to association, but only under very strict conditions outlined in Article 22. 1.
I hope you are listening. Do you have how many of their laws? Action, Iccpr article that protects. Forming the political party, the leadership structure. Article 22, freedom of what? Association. Telling people to sit at home. Article 19, freedom of expression by government of Biafra, telling people to sit at home tomorrow for their own life, for their own good. Because in every election, people dies in Nigeria. If some of them don't die by gun and bullet, that they die by accident happening in Nigeria. You die. So when you stay at home tomorrow, the accident will not come, no accident decide from bullets, no military will come and flog you or beat you on the road. And nobody will hijack the bus. When the road's running, they will shoot in the polling unit, somebody will die. That is why you must sit at home tomorrow. Relax yourself. Nobody will come to house to drag you. When they come to drag you, that is where the law have implemented. Nigeria has overdo what? Has over-destroyed the law again. Number 3. State reactions. The present state is allowed to place some sanctions on the right of association, but only under very strict condition outlined in the Article 22, paragraph 2. What is this? This is in paragraph 2. When our protest is become violence, When people are doing protests and start killing themselves, they will have to stop it. When we need to destroy some area like bank, market, government has to put what sanction on it. But if such a thing is not happening, there is no way to put sanction on it. So that is why sit at home is the best, because you're not going to destroy anything. Even if others destroy and they captured you, you answer the case of another person, solve the case of another person. That is why you must stay at home, because you don't know how you will be captured when you come outside. Sit at home tomorrow, being Saturday. Do not go there. The election has been voted in Imo State. Do not. The election has been voted already. The government has already given Soludo because of he has killed people of Biafra and he put allegation on the people of Biafra. That is only what he can. When he danced on the tune of the caliphate, he's good to go. So why are you wasting your time to come outside? The last election of Soludo, in my own polling unit, I have told you here before. If you want a full ballot box paper, what do? You give the INEC person there 50,000, he will give you 2 or 3. And you know that any one line of it is almost 200. So you go and template it and bring it in. I have done that. That's why when I'm talking about Nigeria, I have seen Nigeria where it ends. Because I have gone inside Nigeria to look at what will work. Nothing is working. So they write in election of Odimo State, the election, they write it in Old Anambra. In Old Anambra own, we go to Imo State. In the Calabar own, we come to Enugu. This is how they do it. So you will not even experience people gather somewhere very close and be doing that. No. It's under another state, it's where they will go to write the results. Keep it ready. Let me tell you this experience. The first election of Soludo, the first one. Somebody, a friend of mine, is in charge of a polling unit. And after the voting on the ballot box, after the counting, I always remember this because it's triggered for something. After the election, before they move from the polling unit, they have 229 votes for Apoga on the paper, not inside system. Because when you come, they will bring the one you have on the hand, the papers have on the hand of the election, and one in the system. You know what happened? When they called them of the polling unit name, the one at hand they bring come from polling unit is 229. When they on the machine, do you know what he saw inside the machine? He saw 359, and the guy was shouting, and they asked him to close their mouth. This is what happened in one of the Anambra where Soludo is claiming. That's why we are telling you that everything that is happening, they have already rigged the election. They have already put the numbers they want it to be inside that machine they used to vote. Those one is just camouflage. Why do you want to waste your time? And after that, are you going to have light? Are you going to have a good road? Are you going to have a good hospital? Are you going to have free education and free hospital and free medical hospital? You will not. So why are you being a fool? Why are you deceiving yourself? Claiming that you want to go and vote. Please sit at home tomorrow for something good to happen in your life before you die. That is what government is calling for. And also for your own safety tomorrow. Because if you die by accident, if you die by the hands of the Boko Haram military, if you die by anything, you don't go, you say you don't go, you don't come back in. So for you to not, because you don't know exactly what will happen to you tomorrow, stay inside your house with the order of the government of United States of Biafra given to you. That is the truth. Ekwe, James, you are welcome. Good morning from here. Just start coming late this morning. These are pure truths. The world must know. So far, their law back us up. Calling for sister at home, Article 22, 21, and 19. Back us fully up for the government to call for sit at home after declaration, despite lacking recognition from the international global community. It is our inalienable right to do that. And they said they give us a strongly support under the Iccpr. So, my people, listen for you to be alive.
Restrictions must be prescribed by law, not arbitrary. 2. They must...
I will explain it. The prosecution must be prescribed by the law. Now, let me remind you one thing. When they prescribe IPOB, under which law, under which court give them the power to prescribe IPOB then? That is why Nigeria have no law. Whatever they think is what they do. Nigeria somehow is like Britain. But the ones that UK is very different is that when the people protest, they will listen to their people and do what they want. But this one called Nigeria, they don't have a law. So whatever they want is what they do. Do not go out tomorrow. Please, I beg on you. If you're in Odu Anambra, stay at home tomorrow. Tell your friends. The message we are sending to you is tate. That's what you need to do for the message to go viral. So let them sit in tomorrow and sleep very well with your family. Talk to your people. It is very important that we all do so. I hope you understand it clearly. So you may know that nobody has right to stop you. That you have the right. Under local and international law, you have the full right.
Must be necessary in a democratic society. 3. They must be in the interests of national security, public safety, public order, ordre public, public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. A parent state might argue that a secessionist movement, or its call for a sit-at-home threatens national security or public order. However, international human rights bodies generally interpret these restrictions narrowly. The Human Rights Committee has often found that states cannot arbitrarily dissolve or refuse to register a political party simply because its aim is to change the constitutional order, provided it advocates its aims peacefully. Therefore, as long as the new declaration government is operating peacefully and is not promoting hatred or violence, Article 22 shields its right to exist. And organize its members to participate in peaceful protests. Would you like to delve into the specific challenges an unrecognized group faces when their peaceful sit-at-home call is met with an aggressive state-imposed public order restriction?
I hope you are listening very carefully. Now, I'm going to play it fully again. You can also send it to those in the homeland for them to know there is international that back up what they are going to do tomorrow. So listen as I play this again.
That is a precise legal question that requires distinguishing between the collective right of self-determination and the individual right to organize politically. The most direct answer is Iccpr. Article 22 strongly supports the right of individuals to form the political organization, party, movement, or government in waiting that calls for the sit-at-home. It is the legal shield for the very existence of the entity making the call. Here is the breakdown of how Article 22, freedom of association, applies to an unrecognized government or secessionist movement. 1. What Article 22 guarantees? Article 22 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Iccpr, states, "Everyone shall have the right to freedom of association with others, including the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his interests." This right is fundamental to democracy and political life. It means, aspect of Article 22, application to the new declaration government, right to form political groups. Article 22 guarantees the ability of individuals in a territory to organize collectively to pursue a common goal, including the goal of political change, self-determination, or secession. Legal protection for the entity. The new declaration government, or movement, is protected in its existence and operation as a political association, even if the parent state has not recognized it. This protection extends to forming a political party, holding meetings, and issuing political directives. Enabling collective action. This right is essential because it allows the organizers to coordinate actions, like a sit-at-home protest, by creating the infrastructure necessary to mobilize a large number of people. 2. The relationship between Article 22 and the sit-at-home. The new declaration government uses its right to association, Article 22, to form the organization, which then calls for an act of protest protected by assembly, Article 21, and expression, Article 19. Action. Iccpr article that protects it. Forming the political party, the leadership/structure. Article 22, freedom of association. Telling people to stay home, the communication. Article 19, freedom of expression. The collective staying at home, the non-violent protest. Article 21, freedom of peaceful assembly. 3. State restrictions, the caveat. The parent state is allowed to place restrictions on the right to association, but only under very strict conditions outlined in Article 22. 1. The restrictions must be prescribed by law, not arbitrary. 2. They must be necessary in a democratic society. 3. They must be in the interests of national security, public safety, public order, ordre public, public health or morals, or the protection of the rights and freedoms of others. A parent state might argue that a secessionist movement, or its call for a sit-at-home threatens national security or public order. However, international human rights bodies generally interpret these restrictions narrowly. The Human Rights Committee has often found that states cannot arbitrarily dissolve or refuse to register a political party simply because its aim is to change the constitutional order, provided it advocates its aims peacefully. Therefore, as long as the new declaration government is operating peacefully and is not promoting hatred or violence, Article 22 shields its right to exist and organize its members to participate in peaceful protests. Would you like to delve into the specific challenges an unrecognized group faces when their peaceful
do not be panicked when you sit at home tomorrow.
Aggressive state-imposed public order restrictions?
Nigeria has no right to enter inside your house and drag you out tomorrow. Stay, do not go outside. Forget that shenanigans Sonodo is playing there. You also do that way, legitimizing Nigeria that the governors are not in charge. That you are not the one, they are not the one controlling and giving us orders and instruction. That is why you must adhere to tomorrow's instruction of you sitting at home by order from the United States of Biafra government that are in charge of the Biafra land. This is how we come to the end of this article. Until tomorrow, we may present you the 19 and 21 together. This 22 is very big, and that is where the center of everything has been centered. We're also going to be alive here tomorrow to see how this home is going. So when you record what is happening in your area, in Old Anambra, please remember to post it and send it to us, so we can show the world and put our own words into it to trigger international pressure. All this is what we are going to use for an international pressure. Sit at home disobedient protest is the most powerful way to showcase that the new country government is in charge and in control and effective working for its people. That is why we all must pay attention when the instruction is coming from the government, so we will adhere to also save our life and prove to the world that we all accepted Biafra government or United States of Biafra as a newly declared country. All these things will trigger for our international recognition. That is why it's important for you to pay attention. Please, in the home, sit at home tomorrow. We will also join you from here, sitting in our own home tomorrow, to see the videos that are coming out from the sit at home. So the global community will know that Biafra people are on the right track. And we have made a choice. We are the one to choose to sit at home. It's not by force, but for your life. That is why I take my 3 hours to be here to let you know what you're supposed to know. So this junction, as we are playing some videos of what is going on, if you want to call, you are free to call us. Number to call is +97 33 60 51 337. That is the number to call in case if you wish to call to put your voice into what we're discussing this morning and what you understand is your right to do that. Is your what? Is your right to do that. Good morning from here.
Good morning, Wanda Moki.
Thank you, man. Yes, sir.
And make a leg no honor ever got in. In fact, you do too much. Honestly. Thank you so much. To all of you, all of our brothers and sisters in the media, you have been great, honestly. So this morning, what we are saying, is really too much. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, I just want to, contribute to what you have said, and one of my sisters, has come to say as well. To encourage our people, I'm going to be brief. Just to encourage our people to stay at home. Is there anything wrong about that? You know that your vote will not count. Your vote will not count. As a vote to give, other account. It's really risk your life. Ọbụrụ na ị nwụọ, ndị a ga-agakwa n'ihu na-ekwu ego ha na-eke ya wit ndị ha na-eke. Onwe ndị ha na-represent, especially Soludo ahụ nọ na Old Anambra State. Gwa m ihe nwoke a na-eme na o jichọrọ ịpụta second time.
Ọ na-represent, ọ na-ekpuchi ohi ozu mgbe ọ bụ chairman of the Central Bank of Nigeria, a criminal.
So ị ga-ama nwoke a ịpụta the second time nwere ndị back ga ya nọ, and ndị ahụ represent ga this time around ọ na-aga ịdị more like ọ na-aga ịdị more cruel,
yes,
than before.
If you check his beginning and where he's now, he's all the more brutal and the more insultive and the more arrogant.
So ka nwoke a si change from mgbe ọ nọ na-support Biafra ruo ugbu a wụ ihe gbawojiri ekwentị anya. Atụkọtara the thing gbawojiri ekwentị anya. In fact, ekwentị himself. The thing ekwentị aghọtaghị ihe nwoke a na-eme. So my brothers and sisters, ama m ebe unu na-ege ihe unu na-ege, ama mma ha nwekwara ihe ịntanetị igede ya mmadụ na-ekwuzi, just like nwoke a na from Austria bịara ekwu okwu onye NATO kasị na onye gịnị
NATO
onye bịa kwuo ihe ọ bịa kwuo, ihe o kwuru amaka, mana ihe a na-ekwu n'okwu ya ogene ndị be anyị ma ha nwekwara ihe a ga-eji ihe nwoke a na-ekwu, because ndị akụkọ Naijiria enwe ka ha anaghị present ụdị ha.
No, they will never.
So anaghị present ya. So ama mma ndị be anyị ma ha na-egekwedu enwekwara ihe ha ji egede ihe ndị a niile a na-amakwado ihe megenụ, another thing chọbụrụ ikwu nwanne anyị nwoke onye isi wụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. O nwere edemede o dere afọ ọdụrụ Donald Trump. Enwere request o megasịrị ebe ahụ. So let me say it in English so that those that don't understand. So there are some requests he made there. Number one is that of the very first one is referendum. And my question is, I don't know whether people are whether his lawyers are making him to understand the situation, whether they support us or not.
They did not.
So they are not actually making him know where we are presently, because I don't think he will know where we are, and he's talking about referendum. What kind of referendum does he want again? That kind of a thing. So when I saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like they're not informing this man what is going on. Even though that they may not be interested, even though you may not support Biafran government, but it's their duty to get this man informed of everything that is happening, both on the IPOB side that is supporting Nigerian government, both on what is going on our own side. Let him know exactly what's going on, so that he doesn't come out to make, you know, a good, you know, request. I would say a good request, but not knowing that it's already been achieved. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I don't know. I think our government should take note of that, to drive that message to his lawyers, or those that are representing him, or those that go to see him in that dungeon, to actually let him know exactly what is going on.
Sorry,
you know?
let me shift something. There was a guy who said it here. Nothing stops our DPM to send our official declaration document to Talo Yejimako or all those lawyers. Doesn't stop them. Because when they send him and tag, give this in to Mazen Nandekan, they are giving him some things to read. Despite there are things they are blocking from him to read, honestly. A lot of things are blocking. I don't know. A lot of things are blocking when you are inside DSS dungeon. Because I remember when I was on the ground of DSS, there is a message that they will send to you, they will block, they won't allow you to see it. So now the government also is their right also be pushing this document declaration to their lawyer Iccpr and anybody who claims that he's the person and they can. They say that yes, sending it to Nigerian government alone is not enough. But sending direct to lawyer Iccpr, inform him, give this to Mazen Nandekano is a witness to prove that look at where we are. He might not know where we are because not everything that his spirit we articulate right now into what he's into. So that's why I said the government has right. If your government can stoop low to send Butozo our document of declaration, what stops from sending to Iccpr? This is how also we inform all these cabals to know that the has been declared. Though you are holding a leader, a president of a new country right now. So that is my own suggestion. I always make this kind of suggestion to in my own way. And also tomorrow is our fundraising. I will try to come into fundraising to ask our DPM this. Because the things that we might forget to do might be what is hurting us also. Because it simply means there is misinformation to Mazen Nandekano. There is. That is why he can talk about referendum right now. That we have made a declaration.
Yeah. So when I saw it yesterday, I read it. I just threw it. It was as if I wanted to throw my phone away, you know. But at the same time, I realized he wasn't informed.
Yes, he wasn't informed.
So what I'm saying is, I think even the DPM will be listening to what we are saying on your channel, and every other government official, you know, our government official, you know, they're all listening, and in fact, every one of us. So this thing we are saying here, they should just, you know, sit over it and know how to direct this message, you know, to Mazen Nandekano. Like you said, if they can, you know, give what's the name of that man?
Aloy Ejimako. Maxwell.
No, not Aloy Ejimako. The one that is one of our army people. What's his name?
One of the army.
The one that created himself in Butozo. If you know, she sent this thing to him in order to at least make him know if she's telling the truth. You know, I mean, it can also be enclosed, you know, for Nandekano, for Mazen Nandekano, through Aloy Ejimako and his group. I think he needs to know this, so he doesn't go to be making the right request. It's a right request, but at the wrong time. I mean, it's been achieved.
Yes. We've
achieved it. So nobody should go ahead to say, what kind of referendum again? The referendum we did, everybody saw it. There's nobody on this earth that didn't see it. It was on the internet. It was clearly done at home. So I just want to provide other people, another kind of people from another planet and that are going to
there is one that we must understand. Under the international law, they said declaration of a new country supersedes referendum. It's when you choose. There's two options. Either you go with referendum to prove that you will be calling UN for them to come and conduct the referendum for you, or you make a declaration. A declaration we made in Finland supersedes every other referendum. Does not longer exist. That is why it's important they have make a way to let Mazen and the can to understand where we are through a document sending by Ejimako or Maxwell. Let it be that they refuse to give him. These are things that are very important.
Yeah. So my brother, these are the things I wanted to, to chip in, just to make our people to know they should sit at home.
Yes.
They must sit at home, my brother. You guys must sit at home. I don't even know what you people are looking for. Those people you see going around Soludo, talking about the election, they know what they are getting from there. They know they are being paid. You that don't even know what they are doing, what are you doing? Your vote will not count. Can't you see Imo State? Can't you see? Can't you see from Imo State? My brother, I don't know if anybody dies, you have died though. We don't have any power to resurrect anybody. You've died. So just stay at home. If you don't have anything to eat, be drinking water. It's better you are alive. Just be drinking water. Sit down. Put yourself down at home. And then this one now we talked about Onyendu. I hope our government is taking note of what we are saying. That these are the things I just want to contribute, my brother. I am so thankful to you, to all of you, Mazi Exodus, Kai, our sisters, Adama Simon,
Mas Humble Lion, Kai is the
exactly. So I just want to go to all these platforms, So anyone I see that comes up and free, like at this moment, not that I'm too free, but at least I can talk now.
Yeah.
I will just join up, So because I greet all of you. You are doing great. So may God bless you.
You say. Thank you so much. Thank you for your wonder. So we are letting our government to know nothing is too small where we are right now. Nothing. So please stay at home tomorrow. Stay at home tomorrow for you to be alive and see the goodness of a good country that is United States of Biafra. Thank you so much for coming in, my brother. Mazi Oyi, thank you so much. You're welcome. Oyi, thank you so much. So, for you to be alive, stay at home tomorrow. For your life to be good, stay at home tomorrow. The election has been conducted in Imo State. They have been already written this election. Is this what you want to go and die for? He doesn't want you dying for this. So let nobody deceive you. Save your life. Save your life first before any other thing. That is why we are calling on you to sit at home tomorrow. Also, let the world know that what Donald Trump just saw is what we have been seeing, is what we have been passing through in our land.
Now, here's a crazy thing about that attack was our organization, TruthNigeria.com, had information that this attack was going to occur 3 weeks before it happened. We had intelligence, and we issued a terror alert 3 weeks before the attack happened. Now, when Truth Nigeria issued the terror alert, we notified the Nigerian government. We notified the Nigerian police and the military. And they did nothing. They did nothing to prepare. Then we got word, hey, the terrorists are mobilizing. They are going to attack Yelawada. And we issued a terror alert 24 hours before the attack. It said, hey, they're mobilizing. We're seeing boots on the ground. They are going to attack. And for over 5 hours, the military was 1 kilometer away and did not engage and allowed the terrorists to massacre all these people.
I hope you had it. Before this all this is happening, America has already been investigating what is going on for a very long time. Echo TV, you're welcome. Today you are late. Good morning from here, my brother. So what you say happening today, there is not just start doing it. They have been on Biafra, they have been Nigeria working tirelessly, having their investigation here and there. And also, there's something that when you had it, don't allow those things to lie low. Today, everywhere, because of the hatred they have on Igbos and Biafrans, they say we are the one that reported to America, to US. How true are they? Listen to this.
I am Wilfred Chikbana, but appear here as the bishop, the Catholic Bishop of Makurdi Diocese, the capital of Benue.
Those that reported direct.
I am shepherd of one of the 4 dioceses, Catholic dioceses in Benue. We have others, Anglican, Methodist, and Pentecostals, which sort of the Benue State has a population of about 6.1 million people, 2 million of whom are those under my care as the bishop of the diocese. Benue State is about 98% Christian, with very few Muslims living in towns. Nigeria and eventually my diocese and the state of Benue have become, in recent years, one of the most dangerous and insecure places for Christians. Christians and Muslims are nearly evenly divided among Nigeria's large population of over 200 million persons. Islamist extremists are fiercely contesting the possession, control, and governing law of the land, especially in the country's northern and central regions, the latter of which is where Benue is located. There are constant ethnic, political, and religious conflicts over land and allegiance. Constitutionally, we are a secular country, but our unity has been fragile. Political and religious actions and even public speech have been carefully managed to avoid accusations of religious bias and political tensions. Today, the clear influence of Islamist extremists has changed the traditional social dynamics of tribe, ethnicity, religion, and the social status in Nigeria. Because just recently, at the beginning of the Ramadan fast, 12 states in northern Nigeria have declared closed schools so that they attend to this. And you can imagine which other country in the world does that.
Okay. This is man is from Benue.
Afghanistan is not doing it. Baghdad is not doing it, but then Nigeria is practicing. What kind of Islam are they practicing? 12
This is those that reported direct to America, not Igbo.
What happens to
the same way they attack it Igbo Q
curriculum of the country?
Is only what we are seeing today.
This is what we are going.
The same way they told it's an Igbo Q. They have started it again.
A long-term
and
Islamic
the so-called
agenda
elite
to
and the stupid
the population has been
youth
implemented
are supporting the
over
movement.
several presidencies through a strategy to reduce and eventually eliminate the Christian identity of half of the population. This strategy includes both violent and non-violent actions, such as the exclusion of Christians from positions of power and adoption of such church members, the raping of women, the killing and exploitation of Christians, the destruction of churches and farmlands of Christian farmers, followed by the occupation of such lands by the Fulani herders, and also changing the names of these villages. They are taking over the places, so you clearly see an expansionist approach and Islamic culture. And then they are making the people now flee and leave their villages, and they conquer it. The quest to Islamize the land appears high on the agenda of some of the powerful and influential Muslims in Nigeria. There is a campaign to take land to spread Islam, and there is the the hemorrhaging of Christian farmers from the central region of Nigeria and Benue State, and Makurdi Diocese in particular, as they are forced to abandon fertile lands that use to feed the nation, which classify Benue as the food basket of the nation. Militant Fulani herdsmen are terrorists destroying society. They steal and vandalize, they kill and boast about it. They kidnap and rape, and they enjoy total impunity from the elected authorities. None of them have been arrested and brought to justice. This is supported by the corrupt system in which we operate and the abject poverty among us, which allow the criminal to easily attract more recruits and prey on more victims. Why is this happening? Is it really a religious war? Like in the past, many jihadists are motivated less by religion than by spoils of war and use their religion to impose themselves. In my diocese, the spoils consist mainly of fertile, well-tended land organized around my parishes or so. The jihadists come and adopt and kill the priests, leaving thousands without support and basic human services. And of course, when they disperse the people, the inhabitants, or the citizens, or the people of the lands, they take over. And any attempt to go back and take care of your farms, surely you get killed. The Makurdi Diocese in Benue State has been the epicenter of the invasion by these herders who are more like hired guns of cattle oligarchies, who manipulate religion to rally the herders to eliminate the Christian population and cleanse the land in the name of Islam. This objective is behind the relentless attacks against Benue's villages. When we call for help to the police and the army, they do not come. At the end of 2024, several villages were warned by the attackers of the upcoming violence, and the leaders called the police for defense ahead of time, but they did not come, and the Christian massacres, almost customary, took place, killing hundreds in Plateau and Benue, with the worst massacre claiming 47 people. The militant also burned down the 8 Catholic churches of St. Mary's Parish in the Diocese of Boko, which in Benue State, as well as the parish house, clinics, schools, and other houses. The militant Fulani herdsmen bear on defenseless villagers without consequences. They follow orders to conquer, kill, and occupy. They attack even those who have managed to escape into our IDP camps. Thereby, they have no place to run to. And it is unfortunate that the police system in Nigeria, orders have to come from above. And such once there's a call, and they say they have never responded. And by the time they arrive, these people have left, and the people are now living in the pool of their blood. What I have recounted above is happening not only in Benue State. I believe our experience in Benue is symptomatic of what is happening elsewhere in large parts of Nigeria. The experience of the Nigerian Christians today can be summed up as that of a church under Islamist extermination. It is frightening to live there. Apart from the violent campaigns and attacks against Christian villages, there are now attempts by the Islamic Council of Nigeria and various Islamic groups to impose Sharia law on the Christian populations. Already, 12 states in the north of Nigeria are under this sectarian religious law, and attempts to extend the same to the south of Nigeria, which they have started. This month, governors in the north decided appropriately to close all schools and education institutions during the months of Ramadan, leaving millions of students without learning opportunity for 5 weeks. We live in fear because of...
They leave them, but when we call for one day sit at home, it becomes a problem. My brother, I am not putting any blame to anybody. I want to just make a point. You know, when you want to make a point, to make it straight. They are joined to... this is in joint of what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been shouting over all these years, and what we all have seen. So, I just make a point, direct point to what I was saying. Because if you look at what is going on social media today, if you go to Maple and see what people are committing with their mouth, then you know that it's good to sometimes to bring some things to put into what we are doing. He's just joined the voice of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, sitting in America to read it out for them also. It draws attention, and he's a bishop. So that is what I did. So I'm not going the other way. I'm just making it straight the way it is. You know, I'm saying this because some people to know that you do not belong in Nigeria. For those who are one Nigeria, For them to know anything that happens today is Biafran people. We accepted. Because some of the lower Benue are part of Biafra. So I am not centralizing it on people, but I am making a point. How everything happening. If anything happens, it's our name. That is why we must exit. That is why we must support the already exist of Biafran people from Nigeria. That's all. That's fully happened on November 29, 2024. You are hearing here clearly. The killings, is it not the same way they are killing in Biafra land? It's not the same way they are bombing our markets, our houses, our schools. A school in Olu was shut down, burned by the Nigerian army, take over the place. What of in Osu? What of in Asia? What of in Lille? This is where they burn schools and they take over. So the same method, but their own. They tore down school and students went home for confirmed 5 good weeks. They are bringing that we are right and they are wrong. Since all this while. So the only thing is to support the movement of United States of Biafra government for only one thing that is missing, recognition. Okay, they play.
To be killed, but to remain silent is to die twice.
Okay.
So I have chosen to speak. I speak on behalf of the millions who are in the camps. In Benue State, in Makurdi Diocese alone, in my diocese, I have about 9 camps.
Okay.
9. On the 5th of March, which was Ash Wednesday,
and Muhammad was
we
keeping
visited
silent.
one of the camps. And many of my priests and religious went to the other camps, distributed them to begin the Ash Wednesday with our faithful who are there, because we are the voice of the voiceless. We have to talk for the defenseless. We have to talk about the weak and those who cannot talk about themselves. In one of the camps called the Mega Camp, there were over 3,000 inmates of that camp, and which was a record given to us by government. I speak on behalf of them and those children who have no husband, who have no father, and even their own voices taken away by the politicians who promised to help them, but have become the willing tools of the jihadists because they are talking politically correct statements, looking for next elections to come. I speak on behalf of those whose loved ones have been killed, but no one has even offered a word of consolation to them. I speak on behalf of the thousands of young girls who have been adopted and raped because no one, not even the media, mentions them anymore. Foremost, I speak on behalf of my flock who are unable to worship freely and unable to return to their ancestral farms and homes because that land has been ruthlessly taken from them by the armed herdsmen. And where they say they want to live in peace with the natives, if you must farm, you have to pay tax. To hire the land which belongs to you. That is slavery, to say the least about it. As prosperous Nigeria is in the African continent, and tell you, if there's outbreak of war in Nigeria, no country around us, Chad, Niger, Ghana, Guinea, Togo, no country can contain the population that will flee these places. No country can be able to house over 5 million refugees. It's not possible because of that. And if 1 million refugees run to Chad and Niger, they'll collapse that country because there'll be no plan to take care of them. So we have to be very careful. Today, I urge you all to use every means within your mandate to start developing a strong and good relationship with Nigeria, where you know that when you speak of human dignity, you are also speaking of the same God-given right you believe is unalienable. Consider that Nigeria can be your ally, but it cannot be one where half the population is in the process of being murderously eliminated. Work with us, the churches, and other Nigerians of goodwill. We are working for a peaceful and prosperous society, and our desperate plight has been set aside U.S. policy for too long, to the cost of thousands of lives. Concretely, I request and I plead, I ask you to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
Thank you so much.
Both a practical and diplomatic meaning
The
to
country of
signal
concern.
that you are paying attention to what happens to us and elsewhere in the world. Because the policies the government is trying to put in place, so that to return the IDPs, build camps for them, relocate them from their homes, it is not durable and it will not work, because the government has already the population that is not able to take care of. And then you have over millions of people in the camps, and you want to relocate them to where? And if you do, let's take that you do. How many houses or rooms will you give me who has 5 children, another one has 3, another one has 2, and what will I be doing for a living? These people previously never begged anybody for food. They were managing their lives, training their children, and building their homes. So nobody should have deceived us on the guys that you're going to resettle the IDPs. They have no jobs. So where you say them, what will be their place? And by the way, the fundamental question remains, if you resettle them to other camps or build places for them, what happens to their ancestral lands? Who takes care of them? And this is whereby I feel the government is complicit on this issue. Because these terrorists, Fulanis, displace them, kill people, and then occupy the place, and then change names, nomenclatures of these towns. For what reason? So we want to let the people go back to their homes and help for them to rebuild their lives. I implore this august body to insist on the return and rehabilitation of all the IDPs to their ancestral lands, and not to relocate them to other constructed camps elsewhere, which is an invented solution now being pushed in the Benue State government. And I tell you, Nigeria government can do that once they have to be accountable. Because I know Nigeria, under the auspices of Iccpr, was able to reinstate constitutional government in Sierra Leone and Liberia, and they can do that now. We have the capacity, but because the leaders that are not prepared. And I think that's whereby, look, it's not just conspiracy of silence, it is aiding, abetting, and supporting these terrorists to keep doing their work. This is my plea. Thank you very much for this attention.
This is what the problem is. They refuse to understand the problem. Time of Iccpr is not, those are in the position there, the level of this bandit, this Boko Haram you have now, they are not there then. And they never occupied any states. If you are talking of the 12th northern state was occupied by them. Then in that time of Iccpr war, did you see this number that is there right now? That is why you don't understand. After they make all these good complaints, all these good statements, they're spoiled by still believing in one Nigeria. That is their problem. But we don't understand. That is why the Biafran people said no. We give solution. The solution is divide Nigeria according to the tribal line, and we have divided our own, and we have left. So we don't know about you. If you care, you left. If you don't care, stay. But we are lived to also to quench the fire, because we will help. Instead of America coming, we will be here to protect the indigenous people. That is why the Biafran people will need this particular recognition for us to live. We don't want to die anymore, and we're not going to die anymore. And we have a government who are there to protect us. If anything happens, they want to give instruction. Remember tomorrow, sit at home for your own good, for your own life, for the good governments that you are looking for to start happening. Please, from me, from here it is. Good morning and goodbye from now.